Okay.
Chaos, panic, and everything. All
If
right.
Devlin is an energy drink vampire, does it make him an energy vampire? Sorry, I thought this just actually started.
Pre-session bleeds over once again. So, recap from last time.
Combat.
Yeah, it was just combat. We killed the bits.
If you want me to read off the notes Ty sent, initiative. Calda and Aurora, fuck bitch. Ow, she's dead. Ow more. The other one, she is dead. White, horde, owie, we're done.
Yeah, that's fair. That's basically what happened.
Pretty much. All right. So, basically, before you had gone to investigate rumors of a bit of undead activity, unusual undead activity at the edge of the Green Waterwood. When you went out, it was after Kane got a nightmare featuring an undead Aurora. So you decided that, just in case, perhaps you should go out and find them and meet them. You got as far as Karad, investigated the local area, didn't find any suspicious signs there, at least not yet. You went to rest just up on the mountainside, outside of their small forest. And at the end of the long rest, before the sun had fully risen, you saw a stumbling horde emerging from the tree line and climbing up the mountainside towards you. You battled them. Yep. You battled them along with the apparently undead and revived Aurora and the mirror version of Calda. Calda nearly escaped, but a quick wall of thorns blocked off her route, and you followed with a giant eagle and a spotlight, in essence. You took her down.
And a turret.
Yeah,
And a turret.
Lars was being held.
So
it's more of an angry man with a rifle.
Eldritch turret.
No, a rifle.
So, at the end of this difficult battle, you are left alone in the quiet, just barely before dawn, with the horizon starting to go gray in preparation for the colors and the sunlight that would follow. And quite a number of undead and one simply dead corpses surrounding you. How would you like to start this day?
Slap that.
Kane's going.
Slap that dust bell.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Don't worry, we already handled the other bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the
Kane.
dust bell is in Mirror Calda's mouth, and
well,
Kane's gonna immediately roll Aurora. Just
Aurora's body was disintegrated. There is nothing left of her. There is nothing left of her. There is a silhouette on the cliff face.
Oh, in that case, Calda already got the dust bell because Kane Calda read forward with glee.
That's right. So she did. All right, Dusk Bell has been administered.
Yep. Kane's going to steal everything that Calda has.
Of course. All right, let me go ahead and pull open that because I didn't make a separate list for anything. Here we go. All right. It seems that Mirror Calda didn't really rely on quite so many magical items as others. She has some nice plate mail, but it doesn't seem to be magical, so it's gonna only fit Calda. She did, however, have a greatsword, a mirror of the one that Calda carries, save that this one seems to have had an enchantment woven into it directly. Basically, on a crit, the target takes extra necrotic damage if it isn't a construct or undead, and you gain 10 HP. It does require attunement.
Okay, that's like it's a mirror of Calda's old sword.
Calda's had the same sword the entire time.
Yeah, Calda hasn't changed swords. Oh, yes.
It got blessed.
She does have that, but this is her heirloom great sword.
The Holy Avenger is the heirloom sword.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Any potions? Nothing like that.
No.
Does she have a holy symbol on her?
Actually, she probably would have a holy symbol of some sort. It's not anything that's tied to any particular. Actually, go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
It's not going to be
He-
religion because it would not be something that you would have like gleaned from religious knowledge.
Okay. Excuse me, Jesus, sorry. A lot of spice in the ramen. He's obviously going to show it to Alsana as well. Any idea what this is? And just he'll make sure.
Same check apply.
Go ahead.
Just raw intelligence.
I'm going to say yes because this is delving into your memory.
Okay.
I'll say it is familiar to you, so you do have a lower DC than he does.
Do I? I wouldn't get any bonuses from like looking at the fine details of it with the glasses, would I?
Not really. This is just to recognize what it is.
Okay.
A 13 is still enough for you because it was a lower DC. You have actually seen this symbol a number of times. It is a circular badge, and embossed upon it is a single large four-pointed star on the left-hand side, and then an arc on the right-hand side of 4 smaller four-pointed stars. You've specifically seen this when scrying upon the area of sanctuary that the Nightingales have taken. You have seen it on occasional bits of decor around them. On, I believe that Mirror Alsana had something of that design on her. And you've seen it emblazoned upon a large set of double doors in one of those scries.
Okay.
Kane, you don't really place it, aside from you might have just an inkling of, like, in the past fighting some of the living forces of the Nightingales. You might have seen, oh, somebody's got, like, a little tooled, like, four-pointed star design somewhere.
So it is fairly like a, if not the symbol of the Nightingales, a symbol the Nightingales often use.
It is very much tied to them. Now, given what you know of who is leading them, it might not be too much of a leap of logic to assume that if the Lady of the Plains were to have any sort of holy symbol or sign, this might be it.
Furthermore, can also know like religion arcane, whatever wise determine like this was the holy symbol Calder was using when they were fighting.
Oh yeah, you know that this is the holy symbol that was used.
All right.
That's no problem.
Okay.
Right. And assuming King gets an explanation, he still just tosses it in the bag, like, well, more stuff to not pull out in case we get scryed on.
I'm going to wrap that something.
I'm leaving it in the bag so we don't get scryed on by it.
Yes, wrap it and then put it in the bag.
Okay. He'll do so, just like a piece of cloth he has.
Alright. So, symbol is in the bag.
Any gold on her? We have no money.
Roll a d20.
We have money.
We haven't gotten money in a while.
You come across 13 gold, some of it in assorted smaller change on her.
I'm just gonna add that. Just 'cause we never get money and I'm sad.
Sorry, you aren't currently fighting things that have giant loot hoards.
I know. I like money.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other thing. I like money. All right, and Kane's gonna gather up what seems most in good repair of the undead's weapons.
All right, you get an assortment of various things. Mostly they seem to be somewhat rough, kind of shoddy short swords and short bows, but there might be a little bit for the sake of flavor variety that's a little different.
Yep. Worst case scenario, it's scrap metal to be sold.
If Kane's sorting through the bodies, Alsana might just ask for him to kind of like move them together somewhat.
Okay, he'll toss them all in the same pile.
All right. It comes to be a rather large pile. By the time that Kane has gotten even halfway through, the sun has more than halfway cleared the horizon.
By the way, Kane, obviously, as soon as he was done looting it, put Calder's body in the bag.
Okay. Yes.
That's like just to make sure like there's nothing else we immediately get to before we start like committing to a like half of the day thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm pretty. Sorry, tapped on spells. The highest I got is a 5th left. Just to let you know.
Kane just kind of shrugs and, who's got this done? We should probably send a message to,
Who's got the highest passive perceptions?
Let me.
I know, but everybody
unless you
is
count-
any.
Go ahead.
How many of you are above 14? At or above?
Myself, Alaris, and Olsana, I know at least are, and more.
21.
And Maury. Okay. So those four all kind of notice a little bit of a rustling sound in the forest nearby, just at the edge of the tree line as you're sorting bodies, looting goods, debating what your next move should be. You glance over, the little owl's head swivels like it's on a turntable, and you see a couple of commoners, it seems, from Karad, kind of crouched in the brush, looking out at the undead bodies and destruction of the area with wide eyes.
I just look over to Calder and like, I'm letting you handle that.
Alsana walks over as well. But let's call to walk.
Don't torment them. Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Alright, then Alsana will walk over with Caldo, hoping Caldo will aid in any of her charisma checks.
They see you approaching, and there's a little furtive moment of them whispering together, like, "Do we go? Do they see us? I don't know."
We're not going to hurt
but
you.
And with that, they look at each other again, and then slowly stand up.
Caldo says it's fine, everything's taken care of.
Yep. They kind of look around at each other, look at you, look past you, and sorry, don't want to be no trouble. Just heard a bunch of very strange noises in the forest last night and this morning.
I believe...
Volunteered to take a look.
Yep, and Alsana will yes, I believe we indirectly dealt with a incursion of undead that would have been near your town.
We can see that. Yeah.
Just want to make sure you're not assuming we're the ones who raised them here in the first place or anything.
No, of course not. No. Never. Didn't even cross our minds. Go ahead and roll insight.
Yep.
11 is enough. That was absolutely the first thing on their minds, and they do not want you to believe that.
Yep.
Because they think that's worse trouble than if you were not at all.
Alaris is gonna fashion.
Kane's in the background stuffing one more corpse in the bag.
Yeah, Alaris is just gonna fashion his crossbow into a maul.
Yep. All right.
Kid looks up at Alaris. Like, what are you doing?
Nothing. I just and he just points with his chin over to the commoners.
Fire pit. Well, we've got fireplaces, and the square can host a bonfire, but nothing this big.
I can make a fire out here.
You can.
Here, I can go chop down a tree. It's fine.
If
you'd
if
like,
it's
because
a pyre, you're gonna need a lot of wood.
Kane, what's more? I can chop down a tree. Don't worry.
As an add-on, just as a reassurance, because frankly, I can still see some apprehension in your eyes. We are, how to say, vouched for by Myra.
Myra, huh?
We can get her in contact with you. Written letter or the like.
Wouldn't know how to read it. If you say that it's Myra, then I can't see her giving her name out to just about anybody and letting them know where she's from and all that.
Oh, I mean, it's fairly straightforward. Next time she happens to find herself in town, you can ask her about us. If she gives the okay, then there's all good. If not, then feel free to strike our names from the record or anything like that. But trust us that we have good intentions. We mean no harm to your village. Simply individuals who look in dealing with things like this, and these undead just happen to be close by to where you live.
Well, that's all right then. I guess. Listen, there's a lot of stuff here. There's a bunch of us in town that are well in the wood chopping and carving and business. We've got probably better equipment than whatever he's using over there. As you look over, and Kane is with probably a war axe.
No, he's got a woodcutter's axe.
Ah, do you? Okay.
We've been camping enough at some point. I must have pulled one out.
All right. Okay. Nevertheless, they put forth an offer to help with the chopping of wood and the creation of the pyres.
That help would be very appreciated. I'm intent on doing at least broad funeral rites for these poor souls as well. Wish no ill omen to be anywhere near a populated area.
And they kind of give you a nod and just, well, we'll go give the all clear in town and see if we can gather up some men. Try not to, if you don't mind, try not to chop too many trees. We kind of try to do a system of which ones go down.
Oh, fair enough. And usually over, you hear that, Kane? Or not Kane, whatever names we're using.
I
Worst.
Kane midway as the tree kind of falls down. Like what?
It's all right. That one was an okay one. Just try not to.
Oh yeah, I picked an older one. I figured it wouldn't be in too great condition, so it'd be good to burn.
Yeah, that's part of it. But
We'll trust your judgment in the future.
well, yeah. I'll go get some of the others. We'll both go
Just
get
want to
some
just
of
point
the
out
others.
like 3 or 4 for me, so in the meantime I can chop down those.
We'll be back real quick. If you want, you could just clear some of the ground, fallen branches. Don't want anything catching and spreading up that way. Up on the mountain ledge would be probably a better place for it.
And Ken will begin doing just that.
All right. The two of them turn and head back through the woods in the direction of Karad. About an hour or so later, probably closer to 45 to 50 minutes, a small troop of them, about half a dozen, return, armed with their woodcutters' axes and ready to work. In the meantime, Kane, you would have been able to clear brush out of some areas, clear off a nice ledge or two, and start splitting and stacking the larger tree that you'd already taken down. So, with many hands, work becomes lighter, but with the sheer number of corpses there are to gather and to eventually burn, you're going to need enough wood that this does turn into pretty much a full day's work.
Kane at some point will pull aside Alsana a bit away from everyone and just be like, "Hey, I have 3 mind witnesses getting stinky in my bag. If you want to spend the day doing that."
Right. Like the entire things?
Yeah, he asked me to keep them.
Ah, alright. Could Alsana get to harvesting those?
There might be 2.
All right.
I think there was only 2.
I think there was 2. I just wrote down 3 bags and
Mind witness?
They were mind witnesses.
The, Metamorphosis beholders.
Yeah, no, I know. I just have 3 witnesses written in my bag, so it must be 2.
You did fight 3.
Okay.
There were
Did I fight
there were 3 in the room.
Okay, then it's 3. Okay,
Okay.
so I took 3.
I think that one of them technically was only unconscious
But then Kane proceeded
when
to
you
stab
got
me.
through. But yes.
Alright.
So where are you doing this?
She'll take a bit of a spot aside. From
All
the
right.
villagers.
There's not very much aside that you can get without going around a full corner or something. I'm just wondering how in view are you?
I mean, she can probably go to the top of the cliff if she needs to.
The
Yeah.
top of the cliff is where the pyres are being constructed.
Oh, I thought it was on a ledge. Okay.
That's the largest clear area. Honestly, a ledge might also have a secondary smaller pyre for overflow.
That's fair. I mean, she could fly like
She can.
So-
She can.
200 feet
I'm
away,
just
30 feet away.
I'm just wondering how far away she goes and how out of sight she's trying to be, or if it is literally just Kane is there, reaches into his bag, his full arm in front of these commoners, pulls out a tentacly monster beast corpse, and
See, I
of
kind of
the
want to
ground.
do that, but I know it's not a wise idea.
I'm just wondering what direction the narrative is going to take,
Alsana
and
will.
if I need to change the music.
Alsana will take a distance away
Hmm.
that the majority of them might not see it, but were anyone to get curious and wander over there, it'd be fairly easy.
All right.
She doesn't want to scare everyone, but if one person wants to poke the eldritch horror bear,
Mhm.
then they may.
All right. So, Kane, having made this offer, Alsana, you take him and his bag over. You pull out the corpses,
Puts down a tarp first.
puts down a tarp. Yep. Okay.
I think
And,
Kane actually has a tarp.
And you leave Kane to kind of walk his way back.
Yeah, it's like the weirdest like picnic blanket. Just like, here we go.
To be fair, she can send the broom back the way.
Very
And
true.
call her back.
I do keep forgetting about
But
that.
would
All
you?
right.
Good point.
It's up
There
to
we go.
you. It is entirely
Um,
up to you. I just made assumptions.
Mind what?
In the meantime, Kane's gonna check on the psionic beetles, make sure they're still alive.
They're still kicking around in their little bottle.
Sweet. He'll toss into some foliage, see if they eat it at any point.
Okay.
Hold on, let me just check if there's anything else I need to toss to you to.
Didn't Alsana do like a really good check for beetle care at some point?
I think you might have, and I think it was part of the they do best if they have at least something.
I'm just
Yeah,
wondering if she
it's
let Kane know like what they would.
Oh yeah, he's just curious if they'll eat leaves. He kind of looks in the bag again and, do you want your mirror friend too?
No,
All right.
not right now.
How about an Umber Hole commandable?
Give me a moment. I'll come ask if I want anything else.
Okay. I also got the brain bits of the Elder Brain and the sample platter of Neothilid.
I know.
So
Well,
just let me
to
know.
be fair, she already kind of like got and prepared some of those. Those are basically put aside already. She doesn't need to do anything with those.
Okay, just if it needs to be taken off my sheet, let me know.
Well, I'll just move it to mine. I guess I already have. At most. I'll take the Umberhulk Mandible.
Sure. And which one's my marking off?
Any of the Elder Brain stuff.
Okay. I think I just have it written there so you know which lobes there are. But I'll just copy paste it for you.
Yep, because she has the Flare Brine.
And the Neothilid I can toss off too, right?
Yeah, I already have the Taster Platter put down.
Alright. Alright, cool. This cake just dumps out various meat onto the tarp.
Yep. And dumped it is.
What? Yeah.
Thankfully, it
Alright,
is
well.
not a hot day, so the stink isn't likely to rise too quickly.
Also, a wolf frostbite as well. Anything that needs more
Mhm.
preserving.
Okay.
You're gonna freeze or burn it.
And given
Hmm.
enough applications, perhaps. Alright.
But Kane then goes back to the cleaner work of throwing out zombies.
Yep. Okay. So, Alsana's going to be occupied with dissecting and categorizing possible alchemical ingredients. Kane is working on the pyre called up. Should I assume that you are helping with the physical work as well, or would you like to get up to something else? Giblets. Lovely, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright. Yeah, fair. It's been a rough morning for a lot of you. For all of you. And it's turned into a long day. So, Calda going between Alsana and Kane, helping out here, looking over the shoulder there. Elaris, are you up to anything with this the bulk of this day?
Not really.
Ah, Mori's scouting. Okay.
Yeah, he'll probably just keep watch, really.
Sure. Alright,
While he's short resting, because that's all he really needs.
honestly, you're gonna be there for a lot more than just the 1 hour. So,
Yep.
Elaris takes on point watch duty, along with Mori.
Yep.
Go ahead and let's just, for the fun of it, each
I'll
of
roll
you
one.
go ahead and do a perception.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, Mori, good.
Perception?
Yep, perception for... Oh, not you, Kane. I meant those that were
Oh,
watching. So Mori and Elaris.
Yep.
My bad.
Perception.
He's a very good boy.
19. Hey!
Alright.
Maury did very well, and so did I. So we're both very attentive. We're both watching very well.
Yep. You do indeed keep very good watch. Both of you notice when one of the villagers kind of keeps throwing glances the direction that he saw Alsana leave, in the direction that he sees like Calda wander at one point while taking a bit of a break, at one point while stopping to drink some water and have a rest and laugh and joke. He kind of starts to wander slightly in that direction, kind of peering a little bit. He quickly goes back and rejoins the group, but after about another hour of work or so, when another rest is called, he kind of meanders over that way. It's not suspicious as much as very curious. Ah. All right, Maury does a little swoop around his head, and he kind of swears a little bit and bats at the owl, like, "The hells! What is this doing out?" And then looks around, sees the path Maury takes swerving around in the air to come and land on your shoulder, and kind of sheepishly goes back to join the others. Alright, other than that, it seems fairly quiet, fairly peaceful. At a point around noon, a few more people come from the direction of town carrying a large pot between them with a ladle sticking out. Somebody else has a stack full of wooden bowls in their hands, and a simple but good and healthy fare of lunch is served up to you and to the rest of them, and then work resumes in the afternoon. By the time evening rolls around, Alsana, you've pretty thoroughly gone through the Mind Witnesses, figured out what you can keep from them and what you might be able to do with them.
So should I just mark down like 3 Mind Witnesses, like, disassembled?
Yep. Go ahead, and that would be the simplest way to do it.
Yeah,
All right.
and she'll just do like the proper steps to like into alchemy things as well. Just make sure they're more preserved into bottles and stuff like that.
Okay. Yep, you've got it all pretty much packed away as best you can without the bag being there, and the bag will come over fairly soon, probably. As for everybody else, the pyres are finally fully constructed. There's some dry twigs and leaf matter stuffed in between the cracks of the crevices of the logs that have been stacked. For the most part, they targeted trees that were already dead, trees that would burn well and burn easily, but there weren't that many at this edge of the forest. So regardless, there is some very sappy wood mixed in there. Nevertheless, they start piling bodies up on top.
Could Alsana
Can-
take some herbs and stuff just to add to it to, one, potentially lessen the smell
All right.
upon burning, and two, like funerary stuff.
Yes, you can. With
in
the
a far less important question, can I roll to see how impressively Kane was able to like do the work for like 4 people?
what's Kane's strength score?
20.
Does he have proficiency in athletics?
Yes.
No matter what you roll, it was very impressive, but go ahead and do an athletics check.
Fantastic. I'm waiting for the one.
I was too, just a little bit,
Throws at his back.
but it still would have been an 11, which would have been roughly average for any one of them.
Now,
Yep.
important question: does at any point call to pick up a tree?
That was my question. How much does Calda outmaneuver Kane?
Up to Calda, go ahead and roll your athletics check.
Because if it's a dead tree, like either Calda or Kane could probably lift it.
To their eyes, you guys
Darn it.
match each other. 21, 22. They can't tell any difference, and frankly, just because Calda is a halfling, physically
There we go.
much smaller stature, it seems more impressive.
Absolutely. They see a big half orc, they're like, oh, it's just a buff ass half orc. They see Calda, they're like, motherfucker!
Half orc or not, Kane is still very impressive. Given that any one of them probably could, on a very lucky chance, on a good day, perhaps match what Calda did, might get close to you, but that would be a very lucky day and a very rare day, and they would feel it in the morning.
Yep. Kane covered in blood and at a tenth of his HP roughly. It was just like, he does the good work.
At some point, like Alsana just walks by with a spray bottle and just like Windexes Kane down a bit.
Oh, thank God. It's getting like crusty and it's like crackling when I move too quickly. Kane will happily take it. Yeah, she shakes up a bottle of Sprite and sprays it in Kane's face.
That works too. Hold on.
That's the sibling
But-
relationship in the modern.
Just like hold on. Pours like 2 things into a like a glass vial. Puts a cap on it. Shakes it.
Kane just like, I mean, it's still sticky, but at least it's not blood. Why is it spicy?
Okay. So, the various undead bodies are gathered, and as a full day of work concludes,
Did
and
anyone tell the lady that we did this? Did anyone remember to send the message?
Oh yeah, sorry, that got cut off. I was gonna say Alsana sent a
yes.
message to Myra.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
Alright.
that got sidetracked with the guys coming in. Sorry about that.
yep.
No worries.
What format is the message going to be in?
Message tone.
All right,
Yep, and
that's
just
right. She does have the other pair. Yeah.
Yep. And a update. Let's see. Another nightingale down. Calda. Reviving mage still problematic. We're
Undead
near
horde dead.
Karad.
You've got 9 words left.
Currently piring.
Burning. You could have just said burning.
Firing works.
I'm not sure it does. I
I'll
don't think
take
it's a
it.
verb.
I'll take it.
Will return upon magic refresh.
We could not return because we have the thing.
What thing?
She always knows where Kane is. And they have a secret base.
And she already knows that then.
That's not. She knows what direction. Okay. Kane doesn't know anyways, it's fine.
Yep, Altana, you get a reply. Acknowledged. Good to hear. Will await your return. Keeping safe. And that was it. That would be it.
Hold on, the cat's being very cute behind me. I'll be right back.
Okay. So as evening begins to fall, the sun sinks towards the west. Bodies are piled up on the pyres.
Side quest, what?
You guys went instead of Dren. Dren was left behind. Yep. You were looking for a mass of undead. Actually, kind of on that note, as bodies are gathered, with the light of day helping, Alsana, you do notice that not all of them, but a fair few do have elements of sleeper shroud clinging to their bones.
Ah, there we go.
So you can probably guess how these numbers were augmented and where.
Yep, alright. Though on that too, that also makes me think of a thing. Alsana's gonna do a ritual commune with nature.
Okay. Alright, as final preparations are made, you sit on the bare rock. And you cast your senses into the land itself. What would you like to ask?
Powerful undead.
Powerful undead in the area. 3 miles. Nothing.
Alright. Hmm. Is there anything else I should, like, give a quick check on, guys? 'Cause that was the main one. Yeah, it's, I can up to 3 facts, trains by a wire, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples, powerful socials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead, influence from other planes of existence, buildings. I'll do a quick check on influence from other planes.
Okay. Influence from other planes of existence. In this area, it comes up clean.
No. And you know what? She'll just give a ping on terrain, just so she can get herself an internal map.
Alright. You do very quickly, very easily get an internal map of a 3-mile radius. So an area kind of up the redstone peaks behind you, an area into the forest, kind of down to the edges of Karad, roughly. But yeah, you've got a great sense of that little patch of the world in particular.
Alright. Can she tell if there would, among that train, if there'd be anything that would be a... never mind. Well, I'll think more on it. But those are 3 for now. She will also bring up to the group. I've nothing problematic from what I can see, at least for undead. That said, I get the feeling that when she comes back, because she will, I could potentially get at least a bit of a heads up on her. with this. Checking the area. It won't be exact. I can only do it so many times, but... What does Lana know about getting rid of revenants?
Go ahead and make one of your equal proficiency intelligence checks.
Alright, well, I got a new one of those.
Did you actually take like fucking prodigy or whatever?
She already had it, I thought. Did you take skilled?
I suppose Arcana counts.
It's the exact same number. Well, actually, I guess the other ones would be lower if you want religion.
Honestly, Arcana still can work. So.
It would still be a 33 with 1 proficiency, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. So, 38! 30 bloody 8. Alright.
We're getting so good at this motherfucker.
You absolutely know that no magic can hide a creature pursued by a revenant. It's always going to know the direction and distance between it and the target that it's chosen. You know that it's got a 1-year time limit to get revenge, and so it's going to be very driven. You know that the soul is the problem. The body can be destroyed. It obviously was. But after about 24 hours, it'll inhabit and animate another corpse anywhere on the same plane of existence.
It is a humanoid corpse, right? Not an undead corpse?
Yep, well, just says another corpse.
Okay.
Corpse in general.
She's gonna come back as a cat.
This is about 24 hours later. It regains everything it lost when it lost its body. And the only way, aside from, like, outwaiting it by the year, or finishing what you need to and going away and just being on a different plane of existence, the only way to really stop them is while the soul is bodiless, you can use a wish spell to force the soul to go to the afterlife and not return.
Yeah, that could work. That last one. Could be Feywild. We could offer get a favor. Could she banish herself? Good point. No, because you get incapacitated, right?
Not if you're on a plane that isn't your home plane of existence.
You still get impacted. You still have to be wait. You still have to wait that time, that concentration time.
I've been through this before.
We have been through this before.
No, Ty is right. You are not
I'm
incapacitated
right.
unless you are not home to this plane.
If the target is native to the plane of existence that you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane of existence.
Yep, and that's just it. If it's native to the plane it's on, it is simply a
I'm looking at it right now, Devin.
Yep, Ty's right.
I've dealt with plane shift. I've dealt with banishment on 2 of my characters already.
It is the way. No. Okay, it's the way it's phrased.
Let's check with DM actually, just to be clear.
I'm gonna look at banishment. So the idea is that you send her to another plane via plane shift, and then she uses banishment on herself to come back to the material plane. Is that the idea?
Ariel, can I? Sorry.
Mhm.
The
Yes.
first paragraph is, if the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish him to a demiplane. While
Yes.
there, in the demiplane, the target is incapacitated. In the next paragraph, it brings up if it's native to a different plane of existence, and you banish to your home plane, and if you concentrate on the spell for 1 minute, you stay on your home plane. Nothing about incapacitated in the second paragraph.
Yeah, incapacitated is for the demiplane.
I know that banishment spell like the back of my head at this point.
Ooh,
She can banish herself.
maybe what we should do, because they don't need food, water, air, right? Concrete
Nope.
shoots.
concrete shoes?
Just
She could
stick her on the bottom of the fucking ocean.
She could just destroy the body.
Yeah, but it would slow her down. And also, how? She doesn't need air, water, or food. She can't starve to death. If we need her to just leave us alone for a couple days, it's a way to do it. Or alternatively, we speed run murdering Elsana and then just go back to our plane.
That's also true. Because she's going to be an issue every day if she shows close enough.
Yep. I don't think you can banish yourself, though. I think this, just for whatever reason, I get that feeling, but I can't remember if that's true or not.
Let me double check.
I don't think there's a rule against it.
You summon creature you can see within range.
You can see yourself. That's the general rule for those things.
Okay.
You
must
can
be if
choose to fail your own saving throw and be banished.
Fair enough.
We had the same thing with Scorpio fight. Xenia went, oh, if she plane shifted me, I could have just banished myself. That's why we were talking about how Ashton was the worst one to get plane shifted, but luckily he got back.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's just if you're on your own plane, you can't because of the incapacitation. Right, okay.
Mhm.
Banishment is such a weird spell, I love it.
It's
Mhm.
one of my favorites.
As you can see yourself, your legal target. Yeah. That's really funny, though. Also, the implication that you need to have not enough force of will, which is what charisma represents, to banish yourself is kind of funny.
It's just, you know what? I am gonna leave.
You can choose to fail. You can choose to be like, I let the spell work.
Oh, I know. I love
Obviously-
it though. In pure flavor, it's you could choose to not have enough force of will to forcibly remove yourself from the plane of existence. It's just a very funny concept to me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Does at any point Asana bring this up with Kane?
What exactly?
The Revenant being a
Yeah.
Revenant.
Yes, so we're talking about it.
Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure. And he's like,
I don't know
well,
if you were here for it, but she said to the group.
okay, yeah, I stepped away for a sec. And it's just like, well, he's gonna check for the scrying sensor first. Nothing around.
Nothing you can see.
Does she
Alright.
show up at the closest corpse?
Nope. Any corpse on the same plane of existence.
Does she get to pick, or is it just a corpse?
It's just a corpse. I presume that means she gets to pick to at least some degree.
Mhm.
Yep.
Just because of the sheer inconvenience of it being randomized and you ending up on the other side of an
Rat.
entire bloody planet when you've
That's
got a
weird.
1-year time limit. So I
Oh, I love
assume that the magic creating a revenant for this at least streamlines it a little bit.
I love the idea of that happening though, because then you appear on the right plane, and the sensor just points down. If you're on the opposite side of the planet, it's really funny.
They're
They're underground. What the fuck do you mean they're underground?
not underground. They are thousands of miles.
Oh, imagine not knowing the world is round and had that happening, and be like, "Fucking excuse me." Oh, that's funny. Anyways,
Anyways, I'm assuming that for the sake of world building and existence of these things, that's not Revenant is at least a little bit more
The spirit kind of pops out in the area it died and can kind of
Yeah.
glance around and move around on the ethereal.
yep, and it kind of goes, well, dang it.
in that case, Kane's gonna just kind of turn to the group and go, "Well, I say we either A, wait for her to come back, kill her again, and then immediately go after Alsana, so as not to give her time to gather more forces and drag more undead across the country.
That's probably the safer one.
Or we basically wait for a day we find her at the end of the day, kill her, take a nap, and go kill Alsana.
Does Alsana know the timer on Revenant?
Yeah,
I think
with
it's
that
25.
roll, you do. 24 hours.
All right.
There might be a little bit of give or take, but that's the general rule. That is just when it resurrects. That's not necessarily when it comes back into your life, though.
Yep,
Yep.
that's right.
We can't just. I'm assuming she has teleportation magic of some kind or access to it. So
Basically, she will be a problem at the exact time we killed her today. On this
Yep.
plane.
So we need to try to find her not first thing in the morning. I don't know if it's just me, but I swear my first instinct is always just to challenge them, kill them again, at a more advantageous manner. It just seems useful. But I think no matter what, our first thing we do is, as soon as we're healthy enough to do so, we try to figure out where little rat bitch is. Alsana, to be clear, and kill her. So those two can't team up because I imagine that combination would be a horrific one.
Yes. Hey, I have a thought. Banishment is VSM.
Mhm.
What if we cut our arms off and then plane shift her?
See, now you're thinking like Kane.
Here we go. I like this. I like that idea.
Alternatively, we could give a nice little chat to the antlered one.
Yeah.
And ask for a bit of help in
Hey, can you grow a tree really fast?
once. Why?
What if we grow the tree around her?
No. Doesn't work like
Why
that. Things usually move people out of the way.
Oh, Sana, has your cabin key been working while we've been here?
I've not actually tried.
Is that still on our side?
I think it was said it brings us to the equivalent location on this side, right?
Was that said, GM?
I don't remember if I said that or not.
Could Alsana give a quick stare at the key and magical theory analysis?
Magical theory analysis if such a location existed and if it had the magical support, and if that magical support linked it to an identical key, then yes.
Okay. Basically, it's like a garage door.
Basically, yeah. If the programming is there for it.
All right. So, and that said, it is not the single most important thing in this entire war that she could actually just hop over to the other side with it.
It'd be so funny.
Random hags holding the literal key to really jumping between the two sides, as long as you get there to the other side the first time.
Hag was super fucky though, so it wouldn't even surprise me.
I would say that for the sake of this, the key would not bring you to the one on your side. It's if there was an identical one here that linked up to an identical key, then your key would be able to work on the door on this side.
All right.
Imagine how confused that hag would be. Imagine a hag just has someone walking.
Wait a minute.
And just wait.
And it also looks at it. If there was an identical one.
You meaning one that your doppelganger would have?
No.
Potentially? Or if the hag? If
It
the hag,
wasn't
oh god,
the
if the hag.
hags.
Ugh.
That Stormgust would, yes.
Oh my
Oh.
god. Oh my god.
Well, do you have that spell that can make a doorway out of stone?
How about we just ask to stop by the village?
Why don't we just go in the inn?
That's fair. I just really don't want to wake up and have a revenant come around that village and try to kill people.
Maybe going for you first.
She literally can't be here until tomorrow.
Yeah, fair. We'll have to leave early though. Okay.
This will just take a moment. So with once the pyre is set burning and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And your ritual is done, and the people gathered around kind of nodded, job well done, and just say, should burn good and hot for most of the night. We'll have to keep some people out here to keep watch on it and make sure it doesn't spread anywhere with the wind. But I'm pretty sure we've got it far enough away that it shouldn't be a problem.
Also, I just thank you a lot for the help here. Not just keeping your village safe, but the entire area.
Well, gotta do what we gotta do. Hey, glad you were by to clear it up.
She nods.
Not much we could have done with what we had against this many.
We'll
Damn
send
miracle that you survived.
we'll send Myra your regards next we see her.
Yeah. We'll do our own regards next we see her too, so don't worry about it too much. So, you camping out here with some of us, or you want to head back into the town? We've got not the fanciest lodgings, but
I was wondering
European
if
to-
we
More
could
stew.
just maybe sit down for a bit. It was still a bit of a tiring day. You wouldn't
Sure.
happen to have an inn or a tavern or anything, would you?
We got the watering hole. It's
The watering holes.
it's not that much of a fancy thing like an inn, but there's a couple of rooms in the back that we keep some cots in and some spare blankets.
That's fine.
I think that would be in order. I think at least one of us wants a nap.
Please.
Right. Come on this way then. As he leads you into town, he tries to make a little bit of small talk in the vein of, so, where are you from? Got any family out anywhere? Or, doesn't directly mention the masks.
Also, just to address the thing for Ty and Jet, if we took a long rest, that would put us in like Revenant danger zone. We don't want to be in town when we try this key and the Revenant's out on the prowl if there's like a corpse like a mile away.
We can at least open the door, see what happens, and then. By the way, can we assume we've gotten at least a short rest at this point?
Alaris
Okay.
definitely did. There were numerous points where you guys basically stopped to eat, stopped to rest. It was not non-stop physical exertion all day long.
Yeah, I'm basically good to go. Then I'm just a little bit low on HP.
Yep.
Alright, can you
Remember, medic?
Yes. Ariel, can you double check on the map if my HP was 61 or not?
Yeah, I need to check get my health too.
Oh, yeah.
I have 61 on here, but I'm not sure if it's exact.
Let me go ahead and boop you guys over. Go ahead and check.
Also, Devon Medic is nice, but I have a crazy high max HP. And not enough
Ooh, no, I
hit point
wasn't
dice to get up to it.
Yeah, but if we need another short rest later, we don't know what happens.
Sure, just I don't have enough hit dice to get to max HP is all I'm saying.
Neither do I.
Alright.
Because remember, Kane has lost a night of long rest as well.
I lost hit dice in the battle.
Would you rather I don't do medic then? Like,
No, I'm just saying for the sake of missing HP.
Giving the heads up that
okay,
we're both not at full.
okay. It's an odd way to put it, but okay.
Yeah, you said remember Medic. I was explaining why Medic wasn't enough. That's all.
Definitely appreciate it.
I didn't mean remember medic as in get yourself to full. I meant remember medic as it exists, and don't just
Okay.
roll your hit dice.
Yeah. God, I haven't rolled hit dice in so long.
So I need to do math.
Actually, you know what? Kane's gonna. She's the second wind at some point.
Okay. Yeah. You can do that.
It's basically 2 extra hit dice right there, so.
I only have 20 melee on hands.
Yeah, save it. I'm still like 100 HP away from max.
Honey, I didn't mean on you.
Okay, good.
I'm back to full.
I only had 4 hit dice left, and I won't recover. I only recover 4 on this long rest. And I have no spell slots, so we're having fun today.
How am I doing?
Yep.
Do I have? I don't.
How many hit dice? Is Alar still? No, Alar's got. No, he got healed.
He
He might
rolled.
have switched.
You rolled hit dice.
He did roll his hit dice earlier while he was doing his first short rest rather.
Let me just real quick. Should I give you guys a little like basic healing? I have all my first levels.
Don't use spell slots.
Alright.
Yeah, I'd rather use that for instant defibrillators.
Yeah, if we don't need anything at the moment, like, and if nothing eventful happens with the key, then yeah.
Alright. Yeah,
Yeah,
for all we
also
know.
gonna be honest, I fully plan to open door, Kane sticks his head in, sticks his head back out, and then explains what happened.
Mm.
I'd rather Alsona because,
Be the one with the better eyes.
yeah.
And memory.
Fair. I have action surge left, is why I say it.
Well, then you can use that action insurance to yank Alsona out and close
Why
the door.
don't? Why doesn't Alsana open the door and look in while one of us has her back to pull her back, one of us is ready to slam the door?
Yep, there we go. Alright, so,
I love the SWAT team method of breaching and clearing.
yep, okay. So, can we head to that little watering hole?
You can indeed. It's a simple little place. Nothing large, nothing proud. It seems to be the local gathering place for people who live here.
What does Alsona know about the economy of areas like these?
They tend to be a bit more on the subsistence side of things, especially something like this, which is not on a major trade route or a major river or anything.
Better question, if Alsona were to give them an amount of money, like as a thank you for the room and an apology for like the trouble, would
They
a gold
are
be insane or?
They are, number one, yes, but number two, also, before you even make that offer, they bring you in and just say, basically, hey, these folks cleared out a bunch of undead that were in the forest, they might have saved the village, room and board for the night and the morning. So you're getting to stay here for free,
Okay,
as their thank you to you.
alrighty. Weird amount of venom in there, but okay.
What?
I don't know, that
No.
just sounded a bit. And they're here, it's giving you.
No!
You rich adventurers throwing money at every problem. I know it wasn't, it just hit me that way.
I will whack you over the head with a rolled up tube!
See, it's not like you're incapable of it. Alright.
Emotionally.
We're heading to the.
Alright. Bonk him. That is the exact sound. Bonk. So you head back. The rooms mentioned, they are very small. 2 narrow cots in each, but the blankets are well made, well kept, well mended.
Oh, very soft.
Yep.
Is this alpaca?
No, it's goat.
Yeah, our own local flocks.
Kane, like a kid at a sleepover, walks over to the door next door with his cot in his hand, like, so, ready to try this?
Why is your cot there?
So that we have the lantern. We've been sleeping in the same room for how long at this point?
We're checking the door, Kane. That's.
Still sleeping over.
I mean,
Leave the cot for now.
Okay, fine.
Alright. So. Yes. We'll gather everyone in the room.
Mhm.
Close the door.
Mhm.
Alsana's gonna try the key.
Frankly, this place shouldn't have keyhole locks, but for the sake of this, we'll say it does.
Key specifies door.
Yeah,
Stab
That
it in,
is-
Kane does it.
key. But alright. So you close the door and you put the key into the hole. As you put the key in and you try to turn it, it doesn't turn, it sticks. You know from past use that on the other side you put it in, you turned it, no matter what keyhole you put it into, it turned as though it fit perfectly. This one does not turn. It is very much has the feeling of wrong key, wrong keyhole. On top of that, as you try to turn it, there's this waft of a scent that comes up and catches your nose. It's somewhat acrid. It's almost got the smell of old smoke, of something that once burned. there's a strange sort of energy, a strange quality to the smell. Perhaps a bit ozony. But the key doesn't turn.
You can struck by fucking lightning.
Is that the like scent of magic not wanting to work right, or?
It's a strange scent. It's analogous to magic, but it's nothing as specific as, oh, this is specifically magic when it's not working.
Okay. Can Alsana give any sort of like? Could she possibly cast Identify on the magical effect of that smell?
You can roll an Arcana check.
All right.
It's almost as good with Alsana at this point.
I know. And you see, we're in the terrible stage of the game where she can go, where Devin can look at that and go, 24. I rolled really low. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
And we all know he will and is planning to.
24. That is the residual scent of a lot of very powerful, very destructive magic, but not recent.
She committed insurance fraud. She burnt down her house.
Or the other ones destroyed her house.
Okay, maybe not insurance fraud, but arson at least. Someone committed arson.
The fact that it was more than nothing is... She kind of like turns the key in her hand. Interesting.
Maybe that's where Alsana's been this whole time. Hiding in that fucking cabin.
Yeah, if it was, I'd be able to get there.
I mean, we might be able to find her.
Destroyed.
What are the
Or
odds
the
of
doors, or the door that you usually walk through is destroyed.
that too?
Just destroy the magical door. You always walk
I-
through the same one.
I get the distinct feeling that at least a majority of my counterpart's stuff is in Sanctuary, in the Dragon Spine.
True.
Oh, yeah, but what about the Lady of the Plains?
She's complicated. She's not gonna have a cabin, I don't think.
How about this? If we end up having a day where we don't have anything to do, but we have a way to get there, we check there for artifacts of what was, maybe, or maybe a investigation to see what we can figure out. Even if it was a long time ago, you've got magic. I'm sure something could make it work. It's a shame we didn't think of this earlier. I wonder if this was in response to us being here.
I don't know. It depend if they knew we had this and if they knew where it was and they knew it was the equivalent of the one on this side.
Maybe it was one of the scries that we could have missed of them doing it on us.
Yeah. Oh well, too late now.
Hmm.
So let's go somewhere to get some sleep. And do you have any magic left that you can try to look into them?
Wait a minute, I'm redacting that statement. They could never scry on us when we were on the other plane. Right?
That's true.
If they could, no, they couldn't. We had the mirror.
Yeah, no, only we were able to because we had the mirror.
And they can turn magic back on us.
I'm not talking in character.
Okay, out of character, and they can turn magic back on us.
But well, could they turn the magic from the magic item back on us? 'Cause that was a...
There
Yeah.
exists true counterspell, or whatever it is.
I think theoretically, yes, because it's the way the mirror is written is that the mirror is casting the spell. So
Yeah.
well, unless it's an artifact. Artifacts are weird. But anyways,
Which I think it is.
Maybe
No,
not then.
no, there's been some stuff they knew before we even got here.
sure. I'm not sure if that's from Threshold or not though.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was for the most part assuming anytime we scried on Alsana and she broke it, she was looking back at us.
I hadn't considered that far. I was thinking it's more likely from Threshold because I'm sure they were spying and getting the information before.
Mm.
And also from wherever this fucking demigod or whatever they're
Yeah, because it was.
doing is.
Because I remember Mirosana made a comment about like, how are they able to scry on us when they're not actually here? Thought there
Yeah.
was a comment about that. Yeah, never mind. We can.
Yeah.
They probably don't
Speculation.
know about the mirror. They probably might think it's just a scrying focus. Anyways,
Either way, speculation for later.
Alright.
Ken just kind of sits down, just like, all right. So, do we have any plan for going after Alsana? She's the only one left, right?
She is, and she's the most risky to scry on.
Yeah.
We gotta take those risks.
If I had to, here's a good assumption to make right now. Is that
Sure.
is that when that 24-hour time runs up, Alsana might as well know that Caldo's gone.
That's what I'm thinking.
I wouldn't be
That's what I'm hoping.
surprised if she had talked with her before and has a few bodies on standby. They probably have plenty of bodies over in Sanctuary.
And also, putting it bluntly, wouldn't be surprised if she just has a way to know when one will die.
Shakes her
They
head.
never knew about
They
it.
didn't know about Alaris.
Not Alaris, but after that.
I don't think they were.
That is it's a deep assumption to make.
The only one who could have that may have been Calda since they were together.
Based on the
Alternative.
mechanics we know that they're operating under, what we do know is that at this time of by the time we are woken up tomorrow, Osana will be aware of our movements. Someone.
Yep. Or at least aware that something's happened.
Yep. And as well, if she's interacting with a revenant, she has a bit of a compass pointing towards us.
Yep. So here's my suggestion. I say we get as far away from Karad as we can. In the morning, if she is, assuming Dead Bitch has Ascending Spell, she could give us all the information. She can give an easy location where we are. She can know we're surrounded by basically hostages. And could send an undead. We're also pretty close to their home base, so we need to get as far away from here as we can to keep them safe. We've got enough trees here that we can come back here, right?
Also, on caught a tree or two. That's
No problem. Yeah.
go back to
Yeah,
Walton tomorrow.
Empty town.
Yeah, empty town would be not against
Maybe.
Walton.
And,
For somebody to hide.
and if we want to check out the cabin, we could just do that. Gets us even further away from Karad.
Yeah, I just want to leave it as few days as possible between us and the confrontation. Less time for it to prepare.
Mm.
But maybe negligent at this point, considering how long they've had to get ready for us. So, who knows?
Or we make.
I still need time. I have some stuff that I could make a lot for us.
How much of it is necessary and how much of it would be nice.
I have no way of knowing either of those.
How much do you believe is important, most important, and how many would just be convenient?
Though there's two things I'd like to try my hand at. Something that can improve your survivability substantially. And working with what we got. Those tadpoles.
Alright. My survivability specifically, or a person's survivability?
A person's.
Okay. And the tadpoles, you know I'm going to ask what you're planning to, because if you want to eat her brain, I encourage it, but I'm not sure if that's what you're going for.
Shakes her head. It's like I said, they have great alchemical value. That's all. I need to research, but something.
Do you have an idea in mind, or are you just wanting to research and hope there's something there?
I am confident enough in my alchemy that I could make something worth it. An ingredient like that is 1 in a million.
Alright. So, what do you think? 2 days worth of work? Maybe 3?
PM?
All right, depends on what you are trying to make precisely. So, what have you got in mind?
So,
I'll say typically any potion that you try to make is probably 1 day's worth of work.
Okay. So, the first thing for the group or anything, she wants to see if she can make a potion of resistance.
Alright, Potion of Resistance isn't terribly difficult. I believe that's just
Uh,
uncommon.
Green potion of vulnerability.
I think I mean potion of invulnerability.
Okay, the one that gives you resistance to everything for 1 minute. Gotcha. Alright, I believe that one is actually
It is rare.
Yeah, rare. For you, I've got that set as about 6 hours of work, 40 gold in like base material costs.
Mhm.
And your crafting DC would be 20.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Other thing was what I had messaged you a few times about the Ulatharid.
Yes, with the tadpoles. I remember a couple of things being kind of batted back and forth. If you could message me the one thing that you have in mind for this, if you have something specific. Just to be sure that I am remembering the right one. I will say that due to the sheer rarity of the ingredient, very probably it would be a very rare potion. It might even be just a little bit above. There aren't any legendary potions. This would probably be a legendary potion.
Okay.
So following the pattern of that, crafting would probably take about 10 hours.
Okay.
Gold cost likely somewhere around 100.
Mhm.
Crafting DC might actually be. Would you be able to make a 30 crafting check?
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to put it at a 28 instead of following the pattern all the way up. Just because I only went as far as very rare because that's where potions usually stop.
Okay.
Would it take additional time to research or just to make?
It would take that to make it. And she's already done some research. No. So that's already been finished, I believe. It would just be a 10-hour day of pure work on the potion. So yeah, it's gonna be. You're gonna be very tired by the end of it.
Yep.
And you would have to plan for absolutely nothing else for that entire day, in all likelihood.
2 days would get cultist hit dice back. Okay, so just one other thought somewhat unrelated I had for Revenant.
Mm-hmm.
Flesh to stone.
Technically, it doesn't kill. Yeah.
It sure would petrify.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, technically, that's a really good idea.
The only thing is Constitution saves.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting though, because she had a plus, I think 7 or 8, if not a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So she's more likely than not to at least have like 50-50 odds. But if we had a way to lower her con save, do you have like what's it called? Curse. The town curse.
Bestow curse?
Look, I now that you say it, I remember the conversation. Yes, I didn't mean bestow.
I don't think I do.
It's not a druid spell.
Is it a paladin spell by chance?
Checking.
Or warlock.
Warlocks can't change spells.
Ah, good
He's-
point.
Not a paladin spell.
Damn. Okay. What other lower to saving throws are there?
Bane.
Bane. I have Bane.
Yeah, we could.
No wait, I don't have Bane. That's a cleric spell. No wait, I have Bane. It's a.
Is it your subclass spell? There we go. Yeah, because that could be fun. I would love to turn her to stone. That would be really fucking cool.
Contagion.
Yeah, you can do it too.
Could I technically command her? Find the one word that just fail?
No, I don't think so.
Mm.
I think fail is one action's worth of something you can do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, no, she's a revenant. I can do the contagion. It's poisoned.
Ah. I do really like this idea, though. Goddamn.
I'm checking.
The only other thing is I could, rather than making invulnerability for you guys, I could do something that could reduce her on that.
Question: do you still have that spell that turns stuff to mud?
Mhm.
What if we were to just bury her alive?
If you there is a caveat on the spell, you can't break out of it, even if you do it to
She has Dimension Door.
that too.
She has to be able to
No, you don't.
use component for Dimension Door, don't you? Because even if it's verbal or somatic, if she's buried in mud, like mouth is full, and if we turn it to stone, because that is one of the abilities of that spell,
It's only verbal.
it's only verbal. That'd be kind of rough.
Yeah, it goes
Let's
into
space.
yeah. Any creature in the mud when transforms must make a Dex save. On a failed, becomes restrained by rock. Restrained creature uses action to break free, succeeding a DC 20 Strength check, or by dealing 25 damage to the rock around it.
And she counter spells.
What is the most like innocuous plane we can send her to?
Pandemonium. But we don't have shooting forks.
No, innocuous. I said.
I don't know what innocuous means.
No.
Not actively dangerous.
Oh, that was the opposite of what I thought it was.
Oh no, banishment. Never mind.
Yeah.
Fuck. I think we just have to kill her again. God damn it.
You have 8th level spells, David?
I have Aethia. Animal shapes control weather, antipathy, sympathy,
Mhm.
earthquake, feeble mind, incendiary cloud, thunder, tsunami.
If we could feed mind
Feeble
her.
mind. It's a
Sun
stretch.
Sun is not big on those. Also,
She's already dead.
it's an intelligence save. She could still run at us, and so, like she's still problematic. And if
Here's the thing, she's problematic, but she's not a spellcaster at that point.
yeah, she just jumps off a cliff.
She has intelligence of 1. We turn her, we feeble mind her, we send her to the Feywild. She lives for 2-3 days, and that's enough to do something at least. Her charisma drops down to a 1 as well, so she's more than likely to fail to save. At that point, she is a revenant with literally no direction, because she's not in the same plane as Kane.
If we plane shift her, that's not a charisma.
Is it wisdom?
Let me check.
Or is it melee attack? Because I know there's a save attached to it.
Yeah, no, it's a
What is charisma?
it's melee spell attack on a hit. And it's a charisma save.
Sorry, I don't know my spells.
Yep, that's okay. That's also a spell I don't think you've used much. But yeah, I think that might be the easiest time we have to at least get a couple days out of it.
I would still need the tuning fork though.
Yeah.
Do we have any tuning forks at all?
We do have some from Alaris. Well, I forget which ones exactly.
I'm gonna check.
Yeah, because I don't have them on Kane's sheet, I don't think. Let me check. Yeah, they're not on Kane's sheet.
Are they not loot? Part of the loot?
Checking.
We can go get them. We can go find the episode. It's fine. Just
Yeah.
stuff right now.
Are you sure it's not just on your sheet?
I'm looking and there's nothing that recent on my sheet.
I'm checking Alaris's.
I don't think I have anything.
Would you have that in your notes, Ty?
Is there a timeline where we could have gotten them?
Yeah, it would have been when we were in the Citadel, which I think was about 2 months ago.
Tuning Forks in the Citadel. Okay, I'll check.
Or there's no chance you'd have like a document that would say it, right?
Probably not.
Wouldn't be on the sheet, would it?
Hold on.
Actually, let me check mine.
Real quick, what was the thing I'm looking for? Because I just blanked.
Tuning fork.
Lars. Yep, mirror
Tuning
Lars.
forks, that's right. Oh gosh, I wish I could remember just off the top of my... Did I write it down?
More specifically, if there's one for the Feywild.
I don't...
Because I remember there was one for the material plane. I remember there was one for a plane that we didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, you still never figured that one out?
Mhm.
I can tell you right now, not the Feywild.
It'd be fun to send her to the ethereal plane. It's not really much there. That can kill her.
Except for me going there.
Yeah, really.
Which, to be fair, I wouldn't be big on because etherealness is a big escape for Alsana right now. That is, oh god, the whole party's dead. Let me get out of here.
True. Was it not 2 months ago? Okay. Was it longer? Might have been longer.
We move slow.
Yeah,
Jesus.
apparently I did not have it written down, so... but I'm thinking about it, I remember now what the other tuning fork was. It's not Shadowfell.
It's not Shadowfell?
Wait, which one was I looking at? It's not Feywild.
Yeah, okay. I was like, where'd Shadowfell come from?
I'm sorry. I was remembering different ones for different characters.
Yep. Also, September was like 2.5 months ago.
Got it.
Oh.
Tuning Forks are attuned to unfamiliar plane. Unfamiliar and a material plane. I don't know. We didn't identify it.
Oh, we never identified. Okay, cool.
It was just those two, though?
Yeah, there was one for the material and one for the other because we had a discussion about it sending us back to our material. Let me check if the week after's notes happen.
Because I looked in on it, and it's just, like, I couldn't identify it. It didn't work.
Yeah, I think we ended up using a coat or the robe.
I suppose I could roll an Arcana on it now.
Let me read those notes manually.
You could probably do an Arcana on it.
Oh, the reason we didn't do anything about it is because right afterwards we scryed on Miraculta and they were in Umbarion and
Ah.
Ah, that's right.
That'd do it.
That scramble. Yes.
That was,
Yeah.
so, that was so fun.
Reminder, does Dolores have proficiency with Arcana?
Alaris, do you? John?
John?
I do. It's just a +4 though.
Can you give me help?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Go ahead and with Alaris's other plainly... I don't know. Arcana.
I don't know, man. Taps into a well of knowledge from Xanthus or something. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Sends Xanthus a text. Like, hey, you know this?
He can just
Hey, you know,
you didn't identify the tuning fork because you identified the ropes.
Ah.
I said that.
did you identify that roadside?
sorry.
sheet?
No, not you, Devin.
Well, let's start with the Arcana check anyways.
Well,
Roll bloody d4.
38.
38.
Devin, even though I'm on your side, I need to say, you smug motherfucker.
Perhaps it's the
Like,
help
it's-
from Alaris and therefore Xanthus.
Here's
Perhaps
the
it's
thing.
just your prior experience. Perhaps it was the DM slipping up mid-conversation. This tuning fork is attuned to the Shadowfell.
I think I was suspicious too.
Yeah, it's because I was searching my notes and I typed in that word just before I said the thing that was supposed to be
Yeah.
not a
At
while.
least you have it confirmed.
All right.
So,
Yep.
Shadowfell, not good, but a field-minded revenant is pretty resistant to most things on the Shadowfell.
She wouldn't die.
Most
would-
likely. This is for a while.
That would happen if I did a Dispel Good and Evil on her as well.
What do you mean?
If I cast Dispel Good and Evil on her.
You can send her to the Shadowfell?
Yes. If she's undead.
Well, shit then.
Why didn't you bring this up before?
Because we were
Okay.
trying to. Because, again, she could probably just, like,
Yeah,
break her body and then come back.
Yeah. Well,
Shadowfell Feywild
I
is a much
do-
better thing than Shadowfell.
I do still think we should Walking Dead and cut off her jaw and cut off her arms. That's beside the point.
Um, yeah, dispel evil and good. Dismissal. As your action, you make an immediately spell attack against celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead you can reach. On a hit, you attempt to drive a creature back to its home plane. Must make a Christmas saving throw or be sent back to its home plane if there is in. Alright, if there is in their home plane, undead are sent to the Shadowfell and fey are sent to the Feywild.
With their home plane technically material plane though?
If they are,
Because her home plane is here, and she revives here every time.
And the corpses she's getting is from the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me take a look at the spell. Spell.
Because if it doesn't have a home plane, right?
Keep going good.
if it's not on it.
Yeah, if they aren't on their home plane, technically this is her home plane.
Yeah, so we'd have to we'd have to plane shift her to the Feywild, go to the Feywild, spell good evil on her own.
Well, it's not even convoluted enough. We have to get a tuning fork for the Feywild.
Yes.
Yeah, so sending her to the Shadowfell might be the best way to do it, because she's resistant to most of the stuff there, ideally. If we don't beat her up too bad beforehand, she should have a nice pool of hit points too.
Mhm.
And if she has no magic, then she's a Revenant who still has a lot of HP. So,
Yeah.
alternatively, again, we just kill her and then immediately go after Alsana.
Yes, but we need time. Calden needs to
Oh, yeah.
recover.
Oh yeah,
Then-
for the next 2 days, I think we can just kill her again. I'm gonna be honest.
And have her amassing more and more hordes, and possibly bringing Alsana to us.
She either gets 2 days to prepare, in which case we're done our thing. We just have to basically get her to attack us, do all this, be done, and then go after Alsana the next day. Or she brings Alsana with her, we just have another fight like we did this time. Which, while not ideal, we would have the 2 potions. Or she comes after us early, we kill her for a couple days, and then deal with it after. I don't see a losing situation here. The worst case scenario is she stays back and amasses things. But even then, we would have the potions, so we're still better off.
I'll also say another thing that's possible. We could, in theory,
Let her kill me, and then...
no.
Okay.
Out of character, would that work?
No, because if the Revenant feels that a group is responsible for the
Right, so
death,
it'll go down the list. Alright,
yes,
okay, Kane's just the
starting
first
with the one who dealt the final blow, happens to be Kane.
Yep. And-
Probably Alaris next,
Yep.
because that was the blow before.
one. Anyways,
We've killed her a lot.
and now Alsana, because we just asked her.
I'm her
Uh,
last on that list.
anyways,
By sheer chance.
Yeah,
And
mostly.
also because Revenants don't necessarily think through the fact that the Paladin is the largest threat.
anyways, one other thing we could potentially do,
Halfling luck. Sorry, continue.
is we could go to somewhere like, we could go to Threshold, and then, or like Walton or somewhere, and then move away from anywhere with, trees.
And force her to chase after us, basically.
Yep, and then,
I'm not convinced he's using tree stride.
yeah, whatever your plans, but yes.
Yeah.
It's still something worth being careful of.
Yeah, I mean, it'll still make her less likely to get to us directly, because even teleportation circle has like a radius of missing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it's less we need an area sans trees. We need an area that's a number of steps away enough from a tree that Scry would not immediately pick it up.
That's fair. Okay, so I think currently, I think it's fair to say we should probably plan towards if we need to get this potion done, we get this potion done. I think the most productive thing we can do until we get this potions done would be try to figure out the cabin. Basically give Olsana a day of, like, a work day's worth of time to do her thing. With the rest of that day, we move towards that cabin, because at the very least we have an extra place to escape to by passing by some trees. From there, if she attacks us early, great. We're just going to have to fight her off, deal with that as it comes. Nothing we can really do about that. If we get to the cabin, great. Worst case scenario there is that she and Alsana shows up at the same time. But again, we basically at that point have to have a fight like we just had. With different stakes, but, you know, not much we can really do about that. Because if we basically finish our mission and fuck off back to our plane, at least it's easier to handle from there.
One other thing we could do is, if we had the means to be incognito, we could go to Umbaran. Because she would at least be hesitant to start a commotion.
I don't know. I'm not sure how much of an advantage that gives us. Hesitant to cause a commotion doesn't really do much for us.
Yeah, again, if we had a means of being incognito.
Yeah. No, but again, I'm not so sure how much that helps us, though. Just by nature of, A, I'm not sure she cares right now, and B, it's just more resources for her to pull against us.
If she can get anywhere easily, it's Pridwin.
Yeah. My bigger worry is if either Pridwin or Ambarion called a sense ascending spell. Sorry, no, Asana sends a sending spell. And goes, hey, they're in your city. I have an agent helping you out. Go kill them. Which would kind of suck.
Also, if we're in a town, I can't do commune with nature to let us know if there's a powerful undead in the area.
Yeah, so I do think our best chance is to basically go to Walton or whatever our northernmost teleportation is. Start moving towards the cabin. If we don't make it, who cares? We go to a tree, we go find Alsana. If we do make it, cool, we see what's there. Then we go find Alsana. Yeah, probably avoid Gordar. Gordar? How do you say it?
Let me see. Gordar.
Gordar? Okay. Yeah, we avoid Gordar. Probably best if we go through the glistening forest. Because I don't particularly care if they teleport there to fight us, because, oh well. No one else is around who cares. And in the forest, at least, we have a means of escape through a tree. Let me just get rid of snapping. Yeah, because we can cross here, and just follow the tree line to avoid any major cities, and try to end up at the cabin.
And we can stay in that range of far enough from tree line to not have it be seen as scry, but close enough that we can sprint to it if we need to.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't particularly care if they see a scry of us there. If they want to come fight us in a forest, cool. We're basically on even ground.
But preferably, we would want to get the potions done before we fight them and get Hulda's head dice back.
We wouldn't even get to the forest before we got that. This is 2 days travel already, or this is a day and a half travel at least, and a day's gonna be sitting down just getting the potion done.
Okay.
We're not going to the forest after doing the potions.
All right.
Assuming they happen on first try. Yeah. So basically, the biggest question before we go is: do you need to grab the potion ingredients first, like the bases and stuff?
I mean, she collected a good amount of everything from, like, at least for her purposes, like from down when we checked the Elder Brain stuff, right? Ariel?
Sorry, I was writing something down. I've been distracted trying to keep up on my notes. What was it you were wanting to ask about?
For her potion making?
Yes.
The stuff she collected on the way back up and everything from the Elder Brain.
Yes.
That should be enough to, like, subsidize all that, right?
The potion that you want to make up from the tadpoles?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about the invulnerability one? Does she have enough that she's collected just over the years?
More importantly, we
Yeah.
need to go to a town to pick them up.
In all likelihood, you're probably going to be okay on that. If you just, like, party loot or your own funds, scratch off about 60 gold, then
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have plenty of stuff that could basically like hit off a lot of the damage types for invulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think Kane's got a bunch too. And
Okay.
fuck it, maybe we'll kill something, get an extra damage type of it. Fuck.
Mhm.
Summon an air elemental, just get bludgeoning or something like that.
Mhm.
Ariel, did you do in this campaign to resistance to making immunity or no?
Well, Alsana sure as heck is immune to magical necrotic, so
and gold.
and cold. So yes, as long as it's in kind of the same ballpark in that realm.
So Kane could theoretically be completely immune to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. Cool.
Not
That-
quite a werewolf, but
That's actually almost precisely where just silver into the magic.
yeah.
And arguably
Prettier.
silver's hard on the magic.
So
Yeah, so I say go to Walton, take the night, take the day of potion making, whatever time is left, we start moving.
yep, we'll have to camp
So-
out from the town before that,
Oh, yeah.
though. I need my spells back.
Yeah, of course. No, we'd have to like get. Can we get to Walton today or no?
Nope.
No. Okay.
I can tree stride. I cannot transport via plants.
I asked the question the way I did for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah. So is that vaguely a plan? Any major disagreements?
No, that's the best we can do right now.
Todd?
Johnny boy,
Yeah.
all good with the plan.
I think we're all good with the plan.
All right.
Okay. So you guys are taking a rest in Karad. All right.
Yeah, because by the time we're done the long rest, that'd be before. Because it's the afternoon, but it's not like the same time we were taking a long rest the other day, right?
It's evening. It's nightfall by now. You
Even
guys
that,
spent
I
a
know-
long time planning.
Yeah.
By the
Even
time,
that,
by the time we're done the long rest, would the Revenant be back?
Um,
If we're
early in the morning, probably. Yeah,
Okay.
quite early in the morning.
basically,
Can you time it?
can we reasonably
Hmm.
assume we'll have long rest done?
You can have long rest done.
Yeah. The worry is not like hey, is it going to be anywhere near when we're done the long rest? The worry is can
we
we
fighting-
can we perceivably run to a tree at least by the time that we killed her last time?
You have until about 5 a.m.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I say if we do get her like to come attack us, like on top of like the thing of like arms and jaw, just remove them and reduce the amount of spellcasting she can do. If we can even just delay it till later and later in the day, it's slowly less of a problem getting long rest done.
I guess so.
Because we could theoretically like bind her up for a couple hours just so when we kill her, it's a different time of day.
I mean, it's possible.
That way we have like breakfast and stuff done at least. It's no fun fighting Raven on an empty stomach.
Mm. I'm just looking if there's any other spells I could have to just like keep her there for a bit.
Tenth of Mooser. You don't have like imprisonment or something, do you?
No, I was specifically looking if I had imprisonment, because that would have been the thing to do.
Soul Cage?
What?
Soul Cage.
Nope.
Hmm.
I have Foresight, Shape Change, and Storm of Vengeance, and True Resurrection at 9th. Animal Shapes, Antipathy, Sympathy, Control Weather,
long-
Earthquake, Feeble Mind, Incendiary Cloud, Sunburst, and Tsunami at 8th.
How long does an antipathy take to cast? Is it 24 hours?
1 hour.
1 hour? That could be a good way to get a good area, like of just her not her to fuck off, basically.
Either a lump of alum soap training or for the antipathy effect. Alright. Duration 10 days.
Yeah, it's not hard to do, and it's basically a place that she cannot enter for the most part. Because I think something distasteful to the target. We could literally
I
just,
think they're
take
immune to frighten, right, Ariel?
Well, let me see.
I think we can. No, that
Yeah,
was
they're
called.
immune to frightened.
Yep, these frighten.
Oh, was it only frightened? I thought it was charm too.
Um,
They're immune to charm as well.
Fuck me.
When a creature sees the target or comes within 6 feet of it, it must make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened. While
Oh, I think
frightened, blah blah blah.
Let me think of a different spell. Let me
Maybe.
think of a different spell.
Yeah. I think that's the most. I could throw a Druid's Grove where we're hanging out.
Yeah, that could be nice.
I need Mistletoe, which the spell consumes harvested with a golden sickle under the light of a full moon.
That's wild. I love that.
Oh, that is so specific.
Oh, yeah, Druid Grove is such a fun spell.
Unfortunately for you guys, the next full moon is in about 2 weeks.
Should
You
have done
guys
that.
are currently on the new moon.
I still want to move her through underground. Just gotta like fuck off for a while.
It's like
I know it's not particularly reasonable, but I want to do it. I want to like what was it? Darth Vader? What's the thing that they did to Darth Vader? The cast him to stone or whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We still have the plan to do for today at least. So we'll think about other stuff between sessions.
Yeah. So I will say the last craziest thing we could do is if we were able to get like concrete shoes on her.
See, I love this idea. I kind of want to do it.
If we could, or just something heavy.
Why don't we get concrete sleeves so she can't move a fingy
If we could restrain her in a way enough to be heavier than mud.
a concrete.
If we could chain her to an anvil, I don't know. I could make a 40-foot deep hole of mud and then change it back to earth.
Concrete straight jacket. Yeah, no, I do like that idea though.
What if? Can they drown or no? Do they not need air?
They don't need that.
What
yeah.
if we concrete shoe them and throw them into the river?
Again, this is my first idea, and I kind of want to do it.
The only reason I say the earth is because that would be much harder to get out of than Jason Voorheesing your way across the bottom of the lake.
Mm-hmm. You don't have any soul stealing spells, do you?
No, Alsana is anti-undead.
But there's no spells that bind people's souls. I know it's mostly wizard stuff, but I was hoping.
I don't think I can force a reincarnate on her, so.
I want to play a wizard now.
It'd be fun though if we offered to reincarnate her and just be like, "Hey, make a deal with us."
She's not gonna be for that. Her souls are evident right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're taking the rest.
All right. Can we click on
Outside
it?
of yeah, outside
You
of the
can hold on a second. Where's John? John's be right back.
Yeah.
I was waiting. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
All right. So, John, Elaris.
Yeah.
Long
Uh-huh.
rest. Over the long
Yeah.
rest.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
Hold on.
dude.
1 second.
I'm not clicking
Ah.
yet.
As you are dreaming, deep in the sleep, you don't quite enter that strange, wakeful, misty realm that you have shared contact with Xanthus in before. But it's a similar shade of it in your dreams. Everything is hazy and indistinct except for something right there in front of you. A dark shape low to the ground. You look down and you see a headstone carved with Aurora's name. No distinct dates. It's almost as if the stone is weathered, so that those are faded away and smudged. But you see growing from the earth at the base of this headstone a small clump of a now familiar flower. Those things called dusk bells. And the dark, bell-shaped flowers are almost weeping a clear liquid. In your hazy dream, the thought occurs that it's almost like tears. And you see, thrust upright into the ground, in the center of the dusk bells, are a trio of crossbow bolts. The liquid drips down from the flowers, runs down the bolts, and seeps into the ground. And everything is still. Then the dream fades. Kane,
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't think Kane's had a good dream all year.
could I have a wisdom saving throw, please?
Unfortunately, I can't say no.
Could you just imagine? Could I have
Hey.
a wisdom saving throw, please?
You're not
No.
doing anything noteworthy for 5 minutes.
You say no. All right.
I do.
You
No.
see in your dream that monstrous undead form of the mirrored Aurora. She looks towards you. She raises a hand and she points.
Kane just
And then the
kinda
dream
looks
shatters.
at- Oh. Could Kane, while she was pointing, just go, "Who are you?"
Who are you?
I know
Who are you? Who this be?
Oh, that's so insulting. I love you.
There is no response.
Your
The dream
subconscious who
simply
dis.
ends.
Yeah. He's basically trying to ask who's casting the spell, to be clear. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No response. The dream just shatters, breaks, ends with no ill effects.
Can Revenant cast a spell when just in soul form?
I think this one can basically hamper his dreams.
Personally, I just think it's just Asana doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now.
Yeah, it's just Asana.
However, with that, everybody wakes up in the morning. Click your long rest buttons.
Kane just kind of sits up, just like, "Jeez, I'm still getting dream spells. What the fuck?"
Can I please ask not to do anything noteworthy for 5 minutes out of your back?
All right.
Please.
GM RP request.
5
Yes.
minutes.
Fine.
5-minute break.
5-minute break. Okay,
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we just take a break?
go ahead.
that
So our
works too.
resident note taker
We can
take.
take a break. All right, back in 5.
Yep. We'll just do more planning on what to possibly do about the fucking Revenant. I still say Field Mind and sending her to the Shadowfell's best plan. I think it's gonna work.
I'm sitting here like, how many things could we slap on her, right?
Right.
No, it's not how many things we slap on her. It's how can we get her to live the longest while not being a problem.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, could we, like, you could feeble mind her. I
We
could.
could send her. Well, here's the thing: when she's feeble-minded, I want her to live as long as possible. The sooner she dies, the sooner she comes back to haunt us.
Yep, that's fair. I'm just wondering if we could encase that feeble-minded, armless revenant in stone and then send that to the Feywild or the Shadowfell.
Even at that point, I feel like it's not even worth it. If we got her no arms, no mouth, stick her in stone, let's just leave her there, and something's gonna eat her eventually, but it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, that's fair.
But she can't will herself to die. I don't think. Wouldn't surprise me if
That'd be
it's good, but
Is Jam still here?
Mhm.
Could Alsana know in theory if a revenant could choose to force itself out of its own body?
I think honestly more
Hmm.
likely is Alsana scries on her, kills her, sends her back next day.
There's that.
Yeah, in general, in terms of the actual like book text, there's nothing in there saying that a revenant can do that. However, this revenant is not exactly working alone. So,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
On her own.
on her own, probably not. Probably she'd have to do a little bit of work in order to break the body enough that it was no longer,
Holding
something
the
that
soul.
she could inhabit.
Yep.
That's why I say again,
Moreover, she tends to regenerate, so her body. If she jumped into a fire,
Mhm.
then the body would be destroyed because she wouldn't be able to regenerate, and she wouldn't have to do too much with that.
but I mean, feeble-minded revenant wandering the Shadowfell with the ability to regenerate, was it 510 HP per turn, while having full still physical capability, is going to live for a while. And if it's on another plane, no basic scrying spell can scry on her, so Asana can't just go find her. She can make assumptions, but then she'd have to go there. If she'd have to have a second scrying fork. Tuning fork. Assuming she's using base spells, of course, because I can only assume that. I think it's just the longest period of time she's out of commission and unable to cast spells. Those are the two things we need.
Okay. I still think it might be worth training her up.
I don't think it is. I think if we chain her up, something on the Shadowfell eats her faster. We want her to live when she's there. We want her to live as long as possible when she's there.
Yeah, but I don't think reducing a creature of pure vengeance down to a charisma and intelligence of 1 is going to stop her from doing everything she can to get back.
But if she's on the Shadowfell, there's not much she can do. Her ability to sense Kane goes away. She has no intelligence to figure out another way to get there. She can't cast spells. She can't get back to the material plane. It doesn't matter. She has to die to come back at that point.
Other question, Jam.
Yes.
If she does die on the Shadowfell, what happens to her soul?
I am looking at Revenant again right now. 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep.
I like that conversation. I come back to.
We needed something that was non-plot significant for 5 minutes, so.
I really appreciate it. It was either that or go someone's getting early Google Doc access.
Fair.
Well,
John, you don't have any weird fucky spells, do you? What are your high-level spells?
What are my high level spells?
The Revenant knows
Yeah.
the distance to and direction of any creature against which it seeks revenge, even if the creature and the Revenant are in different planes of existence.
Ah,
Right.
Well, still.
Circle of Death, Finger of Death, and Maddening Darkness. Those are my high level spells.
oh, it's so fun not being the edgelord in the campaign. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He's a
No,
wholesome father
it-
who just happens to shoot death.
Yes, it's the brand.
father of almost 2.
Doesn't
Father of
Fin-
almost 2.
I have the Grim Reaper for a gun, and that's just. But I'm still a cool dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a wholesome dad, but
Um,
he's the wholesome dad that also
commits war
kills people
crimes?
for a living.
That's a good occupation to have, kind of.
He's the wholesome hitman dad.
Sweet. Is he the dude from Die Hard?
He's Will Smith.
He's Will Smith.
Which movie? That's a very
Will
weird thing.
Smith.
Yes.
Conrad,
Yes?
to answer your other question, if the Revenant dies, it seeks a body, it enters a new body, a new corpse, on the same plane of existence. So
Yeah, so in that case,
basically.
until a 1 intelligent zombie comes back to the material plane.
However, when it inhabits the new corpse, it does so basically regaining all of its. Oh, it regains all its hit points.
I mean, its brain is still intact.
Yeah, I seriously think Feeble Mind is the best way to go about it.
Fever Mind's only gonna last until she breaks her body the first time.
That's fine. That's still the longest we're gonna get.
It's just hoping how long her 1 intelligence, 1 charisma
Yeah.
bumbles around Shadowfell.
Yeah, because Feeble Mind, you get to make the save once after a day and then once after a month. Like, at that point, we either have a day at least, in which case she then has to die and come back, assumably within the next day, or we have until she gets killed, which could be 3 weeks. And plus, once she makes this save the second time, her intelligence becomes 1.
I will also say just that she has to make that save, and I have one a day.
Yeah, that's fine. At that point, we go with backup plans. This is us doing the best we can with what we have.
But also, question: did she have legendary resistances?
I think she had 1.
Then she just resist it after the day.
Oh, no, I was going to say we get rid of that first, obviously.
But after the day.
She doesn't get to make the save again until the next 30 days. I just checked it, actually. It's 30 days for each save and throw.
Okay, that's what I was wondering too, but I wanted to do it with your
Yeah.
logic first and just see.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
If at the end of every 30 days, you can repeat the save. So,
Mirror Aurora never used a legendary resistance. That was on Calda.
oh, was it Calda? Okay.
Yes.
Then
Calda had that boon.
Aurora,
So-
if she had one, would have used it at least once on a sunburst, so we can assume she may not have one.
Yeah, so all we need, basically, hopefully we can get the Bane on there. We can get the intelligence save, because
She had really good charisma, though, right?
I know she had a high constitution. I can't remember the charisma.
She was a warlock. not. She was an warlock.
No, but Revenant's a pretty good charisma.
Yeah.
But again, Feeble Mind drops to 1.
I'm aware, but if Bane's also a charisma saving throw.
True, that's true.
I have enough first level spell slots to continue trying it, but also if we want to whittle her down damage, you'd be keeping Calda at a range.
Oh, well, doesn't matter until she comes to find us. So
Or I can use myself as a damage sink.
yeah, I still say Kane works better for that, but
Oh, well, of course he does, but just in case he's right.
I mean, I might get banished again, so that's fair.
I have the charisma save out of also being near you gives you the +5 and advantage. So
Yeah, fair.
so with the
So as
banish,
you,
Here's-
so hold on. I like they did. The plan is still as usual. Calder and Kane get as close as they can and punch her until she's not a problem.
see with the banishment though, if she does target Calda and Calda rolls a natural 20 on the save, I
Does she
can
get-
turn it back on her.
That's funny.
All right.
Oh, that's really
Is everyone good? Like back good?
So, yeah, sorry about that.
that's good.
Still going to apologize for it.
Yep.
John, you're back? John?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. Hello.
All right. Hello. All right. So,
It's off to fight. So
You-
Kane kind of wakes up like,
So-
she's dream spells still.
From her?
Fuck if I know.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I kind of just ignored it.
Great. Well, I hope that keeps her soul busy.
You feel right.
I should
Right.
go looking.
Yep. Kane kind of looks down, not bleeding anymore. So yeah.
Okay, that's good.
All right, let's move quickly.
okay. You're up bright and early. You pack. You head out. You find a tree, and you're heading up to Walton. Yes.
Can I ask a
Evening.
quick? I forgot to ask before we took a long rest.
Yeah.
Did Alsana have a spell slot to scry real fast?
You had a 5th. She
I
said her
believe
highest.
that she had a 5th. Could we have just done a cursory on the other Alsana?
Uh, I guess I could have, in theory, GM.
For the sake of keeping this going, could we just not?
Just curious.
Okay.
Call that before a long rest, please.
Yep, I forgot to because of the conversation.
Okay. You guys fell asleep arguing over what to do about your undead stalker, and you woke up arguing some more.
Definitely right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going.
So, zoop, you walk out of another tree on the border of the ruins of Walton. They're not looking any better than the last time you saw them. They're not looking too much worse either. So, you hole up in the same shack, the same house.
Yeah.
Alsana, you can set out your potion making, your alchemist's ingredients and supplies. And with Alsana quite busy for the day, what would everybody else like to do?
Check out the area and see if it seems like anything has been if anyone's been nearby or around, because even though the town's abandoned, if someone's there,
Sure.
that's kind of sus.
Alright, I'll say that's either an investigation check or a survival check if you want to look for tracks.
That's only a difference of 1.
Do you want me to
Alright.
can we send a Lars with you too, just in case?
I do want help and everyone else's proficiency in survival.
Yeah.
So
Kane would request to stay back with Alsana just so we have a spellcaster and a melee with
Okay.
each group.
Alright, with me for a bit.
Need it? Yeah, sure.
Survival check.
Actually, quick. I was gonna say quick thing.
Sorry.
Does
Or anyway.
Kane, you have proficiency with survival, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
else
So
does it
yeah.
set
So that doesn't matter. Just would Alsana be aware that she would have to make any Arcana checks for this potion, or is it just purely alchemy?
It would be purely alchemy.
Okay. So then yeah, Lars can go.
4.
I don't think I spent 10
Oh.
hours doing it though.
Yep, it's a rundown ruined town. You don't really come across any signs of anything.
Alars. I found
Yeah.
a twig.
You found it. Oh,
I spy with my little eyes
lovely.
on the screen.
It's a wishbone twig. Do you wanna pull on it?
Sure. And
Make a-
while we're doing that, I'm gonna look around and do a survival check of my own.
Make a
Oh,
yeah,
you,
like,
Mm,
you just helped.
you already
Oh, I
helped
just
with
helped. Okay, yeah,
Caldas.
that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each of
Nice.
you roll a d20.
What about Maury?
Mori's is more in the moment perception in general. Mori can do a perception check for right now, but I'm not sure he'd be able to necessarily do tracking.
Yeah, no, that's just
have him
keeping
do
an eye
at
out.
least run down.
Yep. Calder, you get the big side of the wishbone stick.
Oh, sweet. Good try, buddy.
Alright, Mori does some circles. The little owl sees, maybe off in the distance, when he's very high up, he'll see one of those river barges going down the Drake Run, but it is very sparse for this time of year. It doesn't seem like there's much trade happening down there. It's a good ways upriver. It's heading in the direction of Windsor. It's not going to cross by Walton. It passed that area probably a few minutes ago. And it doesn't look like there's any signs of anybody disembarking. Walton is a ghost town.
In more ways than one.
Kyle's just probably gonna stroll a little bit with Alaris.
In the
And
meantime,
yeah.
well, Kane's kind of sitting with Osana, and he's begun sharpening all of the swords he just collected from the zombies. He just kind of we're trying this whole honesty thing. Can you give me a hint, an idea what you're hoping to do with that tadpole?
Use it for a potion to give myself what those things had.
If I ask what they had, would you enlighten me?
Knowledge, wisdom, a sense of self, perhaps the ability to speak without words.
And this will be helpful in a fight.
Nods. If I'm subjected to any sort of effect to that spell that was thrown at me before,
Mental fortifications. Got it.
furthermore, if there is
If there is.
Sorry. I was typing out what the potion would be able to do, and so he had to pause to read it.
Okay.
That was
That's
my
good.
fault.
No, I just got
Being
like
an interference.
furious clicky clackers.
Absolutely furious ones.
As I mentioned, also starts like writing notes in the background, just like hold on a second.
Hmm.
Yes, Kane's kind of all right. Well, I guess it's not too easy as putting on armor, or turning aside a weapon to protect against certain spells. Eh?
nuts. And
She puts off again reading notes.
and she mentions, and if there's anything that requires my tier of skills once we get there, if there's any sort of knowledge or understanding that's needed against the final threat, how to fight it, how to seal it, any further issues, something that could save us trouble, not even now, but in 10, 20 years from time. I want
Yeah.
every bit of chance I have.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Just wanted to check if there's some sort of I don't know, immunization that you're trying to do to yourself or something. You know, put a tadpole so no one can stick a worse tadpole up you or something like that.
That won't be relevant to the immediate times.
I don't fucking know. It's crazy what you can do. But you were honest with me, so you can ask me one question that I will answer with complete honesty this one time.
There's her eyes. I almost don't believe that.
See, that's the thing we're trying to work on. Plus, at this point, I'm pretty sure you can guess if I'm lying to you. So,
Would you ever plan on marrying that little librarian?
if I can ever get over my, what's the word? Gen- uh, resentment of long-term relationships, probably.
Could I throw in a second one?
I withhold the ability to say no, but go ahead and ask it.
Would you truly want me to perhaps change your form one day?
Not against it. It's, I don't know if it's similar for being a half-elf. I've heard rumors of both elves and humans not being particularly accepting, but growing up in Tanagar, where there's the broken hills right there, and then growing up in the Moormarsh, where there's the broken hills right there, and looking like an orc, and being angry like an orc, and carrying a weapon with you at all times so you don't feel safe without one, is kind of miserable. So, I'm not against it if it would make me less capable than no. But I don't know. I'm an orc by making it my strength because I have to. If I could be a, I don't know, a Goliath or, well, just a human, things would be a lot simpler.
Nuts.
People wouldn't look weird at the fact that I'm walking around with this 5 foot tall human librarian.
I will say, with Goliath, at least, you would at least stick out even more in a crowd.
Yes, but people wouldn't assume that I was trying to kidnap her when we were walking around and talking to each other directly.
Ogres can get some unfortunate reputations, but I get what you mean.
The one thing about Goliath, I don't think I could have a mohawk anymore, and that would kind of suck. It's kind of been my thing for a while.
She like narrows her eyes and like just little gears go in her head on a sidetrack, like Furbolg, maybe.
That was a furbolg.
That's just to herself.
Okay. The hell's a watch? Ty, shut up.
It's I know it. I think what is it?
I know it. I think. I'm pretty sure I remember.
Her character sheet's in
You
the
know, do
sidebar.
you know what letter it starts with? No, don't look at that article. Shh.
Yeah, it's an E, isn't it?
Connor's got that. There's
Yeah.
an E.
Is it a lane or something like that?
You're warmer.
Yeah, I fucking I don't know.
L.
I still forget Lunette's name all the time, okay?
Come on.
No, I'm just gonna check the thing out. I can't remember anything past that.
It's under
I know what
NPCs.
came up for that.
It's not showing cursor.
Oh, it's not? Because I never made her a character sheet, I just made art.
Yeah, you just posted the art in the chat.
My bad, I'm sorry. Eloise.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you. See, I didn't want to be teasing them for it to say Eloise and end up being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I'm like, it's Eloise, right?
Yeah. Either way, game's gonna work. Yeah, just. Can I ask one question in return for you? You got 2 out of me.
Let's see what it is.
No, you're not gonna play evens for me? Fine.
I'll play evens just if I want to answer it right now or not.
Low blow, and you know it. Do you want to meet your mom in Deep Thicket? Back on the other side? Do you have any desire once things are peaceful again to do so?
She like thinks for a second, nods.
Alright, just coming from my experience, it hopefully goes better than mine.
If
You at least got to meet her, right? Your mom? Before she left?
I have memories when I was young, that was it. Vaguely her
I never got-
face.
I never got to meet
Stories
her.
from father.
Can we think of some nickname for him? I don't want to give him.
Father.
I don't want to call him.
Father.
It doesn't feel right to call him father, but I also don't want to give him the dignity of his name.
And the man whore.
Fiddlefart.
Not quite.
Manhor is fun, but a bit inspecific.
I'm not going to reject the reality at the very least.
It's rejecting it and not wanting to deal with it are two different things. You can-
Online
there's-
though.
Yeah, sometimes things just aren't worth your time. So I think you find curiosity worth all your time, so
I have a lot of time.
must be nice.
She kind of like thinks for a sec again. Just. I should get back to this.
Yeah, please do. Okay, just goes back to the swords.
Real quick, Ariel.
Yes.
Would Alsana know that thing you just sent me? Would she theorize it as possible, even if not the exact numbers?
You'd theorize it as possible.
At some point, she also just mentions it maybe when the others get back. As a forewarning, once I imbibe this, there is a possibility I might be out of commission for a bit.
Excuse me?
How long?
Why?
For the evening.
With
Going
any,
to-
is there any way to wake you up?
That's a good question.
Are you going to die?
No.
Are you going to turn into a tentacle monster?
If I do this right, no.
Do it wrong.
If you do alchemy wrong, Kalda, anything can happen.
You turn into. What happens when you turn into a tentacle monster, dear? Because I don't want to kill you.
Yeah, kind of put a whole damper in the situation.
Like it's like you're my child. You're very sweet.
Quite frankly, it would just be some sort of. I do not. It would be highly unlikely that I would be in a state to attack you and suddenly have my personality change.
But if you do,
Then we would have a bit of time beforehand, as my brain is slowly eaten. But it doesn't
What if
do
we-
that if the tadpole is not in one piece, which I intend to do.
it's going to be in multiple pieces, or it's going to be in one piece.
Multiple.
So should we wait
Okay.
for what was the word you word you used? Imbibed.
Mm-hmm.
That means drink, right? Just to
Yes.
be clear. Okay. Should we wait for you to drink it after she attacks us next?
If we're taking the rest after this, it might be a safer bet then. I don't.
Just I don't want them scrying on us then because they figure out what time they sleep or something, and then finding the spellcaster is out of commission. They just send Alsana and the bitch at us at the same time.
Out of character, Ariel. Can I say that last bit?
I'm not planning on screwing you guys over with this.
Yeah, and she just.
I don't still worry about it. So.
Yeah. For in-character patch job, I think this would be the best time for it because I do not. I think the best time now that she still has things to do. She would still have to track us down. She probably doesn't have an immediate way to where we are right now, and we still need to rest a bit.
So the gods may be on our side with us.
Let us give a prayer.
Honestly, at this point, we're either gonna die or we're gonna do it. So fuck it. If she says that it's fine, it's fine. Whatever.
Very safe, dear. I'll have some food for you waiting.
Nods. She will return
we
to
should
her
just-
work.
We should just make Brussels sprouts. Just like
No.
4 pounds of Brussels sprouts.
Even I don't like Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, but that's how we'll know if it's actually Alsana.
We can make a couple Brussels sprouts.
There we go.
Mhm.
Also, if you had enough salt, anything's good.
Ugh. Come on, I have to make my kids eat. It doesn't mean I have to.
I mean, Alsana's one of your kids.
Yeah, you're right. So are you.
Gross. Not
Ah,
joking.
accept it. And Calder's gonna like lovingly noogie him.
Yep, he's sitting down, so it's possible.
You and your mohawk. Love it.
Do you know how to sharpen a sword, like, to a sharper degree rather than just for maintenance?
No. Are you gonna teach me?
Nothing else to do.
Mm.
Lars, your weapon is magic, but you still want to learn? Save me some time.
Sure.
Give me some of those zombie swords. Much
Can't,
less.
can't toss the beach of whetstone because I have to extras. And he's going to actually he'll toss Lars the Galabdur whetstone because he's probably used it the least.
Mhm.
And he's basically just going to show them how to effectively like sharpen a blade to a good point for a sword as opposed to a sharper for like a cooking knife
All right.
because they are very different. And that's just what he spends the time doing. He's got like 30, 40 something fucking short swords to go through, so.
Okay.
Skull's gonna hum a little tune underneath the breath during the time.
Way hail the weatherman rises.
All right, Alsana. Between the 10 hours of actual work on the potion, say about an hour's break at a couple points, and maybe an hour for setup beforehand, it's probably, if you guys woke up at about 5 or 6, it's probably once again about 5 or 6 in the evening by the time you have to make the final check on the potion making and have potentially a finished product. So, you may add your guidance. Go
Can I ask
ahead.
a question?
Yes?
Asana, have you ever considered just casting Enhance ability on yourself with this?
That would be
Advantage on the check.
it would be advantage versus the D4.
Wait a minute, let me check my spells.
It's not a paladin one, unless it's on your subclass.
It's not.
Just called have guidance?
I don't have cantrips. I have
Oh,
a
that's-
class.
I thought you got one from the,
Um,
just putting it out there because it's a fun spell.
cleric, druid, sorcerer.
Okay, so it is a wisdom check with your proficiency from Alchemy Kit, and a d4 from the guidance that I fully expect you've been running on yourself the entire time.
I have alchemy on intelligence. It doesn't matter one way or the other, does it?
It doesn't really matter one way or the other. I was setting wisdom because I assume that's your higher score, and that's the one you
Yeah, both.
usually do magic
Both are
with.
20.
Alright,
Because Asana's insane.
whichever one you prefer.
Okay.
Hey, before you make it, I just want to check something. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say,
Ariel.
Ariel, have I deserved inspiration at any point in this campaign?
I didn't have ever. No,
Wow.
Asana's bastard. How dare you?
Ever?
Probably, but I can't recall, and I don't have any, like,
Like calling the world building thing.
I think you've had guidance thing before though.
We got inspiration. It was a couple puns we made that Ariel just went.
I still have inspiration.
Yeah.
You can give
You
inspiration.
can,
I
as a
know.
player,
I'm
give
waiting for
inspiration
you to make the roll first.
Yeah, that's
If you-
fair.
typically you have to do so for a roleplay reason.
I'm checking if there's anything I can do to help. I'm checking. I'm really sad there isn't.
Yeah, no,
Hilarious.
it's all on the same. This is the one downside of being the person who has all the proficiencies.
You know how there was the point where like we were talking out of character and I'm like, damn, like my initial for Calder was a cleric.
Yep.
I'm sitting here now and I'm like, I'm regretting it.
Nah, you've smited so many things.
Think about how much obscene amounts of damage Calder has done.
I have enhanced ability.
Alright.
Make the roll. Oh, you did it!
Oh, artist states.
You did it! You did it.
14? Jesus Christ!
Oh, you were
You
terrified.
had a baseline, what, 60%? No, that's 60% chance. Like 40% chance of success? What the fuck?
Baseline plus 16, really plus 17, because bless, or guidance rather, is always going to be +1.
Yeah,
So yeah,
you could reasonably roll a 13, make a DC 30 alchemy check. What the fuck?
I set the DC for this one at 28. You could have rolled
that's
an
right,
11 and
sorry.
made it.
It was 50-50, my mistake.
It's still a 50-50 chance of,
Alright.
it's still close to 50% of failure, so.
So
All
I
right.
can mark
Okay.
off that Ulitharid tadpole.
Yep.
Alright,
Along
what-
with, if you've been keeping track of ingredients as like a bulk, cost thing, about 100 gold worth
I
of
have exactly
standard
100 gold
ingredients.
of potion ingredients that I got from the swamp.
All right, and that would use those up.
She'll throw in one of the magic mushrooms too, just because it feels right.
Just
They
wait.
only use one tadpole?
What?
They don't only use one tadpole?
It's the Ulitharid one. It is the
It's
special
the
one.
special one. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. What? I'm curious just what the CR of an Ulitharid is.
I've got it open. It is only CR9,
Oh yeah.
but it's got a lot of stuff packed in there, so.
Oh, sorry, I think I mistook what Luthard was for a second.
Yep.
It was not the noodle worm that you guys fought and killed.
Is it? Sorry, I think Luthard is the wizard.
No, that's a
No.
an Alhun.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking of. Okay.
Why?
Lutharid is the mind flayer that is destined to become an Elder Brain if it creates a new colony.
That's why I was thinking the wrong one. Okay.
All right, Alsana. You finish the brewing process. You remove it from the heat. You let it cool. You pour it into a glass vial, and you
Feel
have
the
there
power
in your
crack.
hand.
Oh yeah, I can feel it.
You have in your hand a vial of this crystal clear amethyst purple liquid.
Kane looks at it, goes into his bag, he pulls out a bottle of whiskey, he pours a glass, chaser. It's not going to taste good, and you know it.
Yeah.
I'm
I
used
thought
to
that
that.
would. Do you have more of that whiskey? I think I need this for stress.
Well, let's see if she drinks it first.
Okay.
And she just kind of like turns the bottle in her hand, looks at it.
It is a very pretty potion.
Chug,
You could
chug,
probably
chug,
feel
chug.
very proud of it.
Yep.
Skill aside.
Depending
Chug.
on how things go in the future, this might be my greatest work.
What do you mean? Oh god.
Okay, so in that case, should we add some allspice, maybe some nutmeg to it?
Hold on, and she
Good
like go
lavender smell.
like she runs around in her bag. She takes a single like petal of deathbell, puts it under her gums, just in case.
Oh, that shit!
No.
I put that in my mouth. It's so bad. What's wrong with you?
At that precaution called us taking out a fucking diamond for Revivify.
If she has a petal in her mouth, a diamond for Revivify is going to fail.
Yep.
Oh, no, not the pedal.
Fine. Roots around again.
Kane just puts the shot glass in front of her. Come on, for
Uh,
confidence. You've never had a drink with me. Come on.
And where's the bottle of that?
She will
Come on.
pour a thing. Put a garnish of a small little bit of
Pour a
glowing lamp vine.
Pour a thing of whiskey or just pour a thing?
Pour a glass.
Of your potion?
Yeah, and
You've
then
got enough to go in one vial.
yeah, okay, yeah, no, she'll just do a small little thing of whiskey.
Yeah. Kane takes a big drink out of the whiskey bottle.
As long as she is confident in her passive 26 alchemy, that it will not interfere with things.
Best not to mix these sorts of things, at least not that directly.
The lamp vine or the
You
the
can, however, the whiskey.
Oh.
You can, however, if you want, drink the whiskey and then drink the potion. You probably are going to be okay because magic and non-magic, but put them in the same glass.
Yeah, no, she's not doing it in the
weird.
same class, just
Okay,
Contamination.
all right.
Like I said, have a brain chaser and have a brain numbing first drink.
I'm not doing a chaser, just and
The potion is the chaser, to be clear.
alright. She takes a shot.
Yeah, Kane does it with her. Pass it to Calda.
Chugging the bottle.
Hey, takes it in her hand. Fuck, one shot.
I'm stressed.
Yeah, one shot. That's why.
At least use wine like other moms.
No, I'm always mom.
My mom was the one who had whiskey, so either way, drink, drink.
Uh,
Drink it, please.
she goes in her bag, goes and like eats a big cracker or something, and just tells me off.
Yeah, I guess you're pretty hungry.
I'm stalling. What I'm doing is stalling.
Yeah.
Calda has like a pillow on her lap for Elsana to rest her head.
Okay, it's just like chug, chug, chug. Lars, come on, chug, chug, chug.
Kane, that is not the last thing I am hearing.
Safe.
Imbibe, imbibe, imbibe.
Be safe in your own brain. Don't listen to the weird tentacle things if they try and get you to give up your mortality, and they want you to be evil.
If you can remember God, do it. But like,
Well, let's see. And she takes a drink.
All right, roll me a d20.
Ha ha ha. No modifiers, huh?
Nah, just a d20.
My worst
This
nightmare.
isn't a ability thing. This is just
13.
13.
Lucky.
Luckier than you think. I've got a d20 list of tastes for potions. This one, by some, it might be the whiskey you just drank. For some reason, this tastes like strong mead.
yeah. Chaser.
You kind of,
Is that honey?
yep, and
I'm
immediately,
Ask right now.
Althana's eyes roll back, and she falls backwards like a
I will-
board.
Calda like catches her, puts her like
Hold
on her lap, just like the
Before
head
that-
on the lap.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
She's technically immune to magical sleep. Does that help at all?
Nope,
Okay. Just checking.
because this is a little bit beyond just a little spell that puts somebody to sleep. This is the potion is going into her system, and it
Yep, the
is
potion.
altering her mind just a little.
Yep, it's basically the mental off switch.
Yep.
hits the brainstem and just goes, we don't need that.
No, the brain goes, we're so closing servers for maintenance.
Yeah, basically.
Calda's just, like,
Exactly
keeping Elsana's head on her lap with like a pillow.
Kane
Maury's
picks
there
up
just
Osana's hand and high
cuddled in.
fives himself.
Kane picks up what?
Osana's hand and high fives himself. Yeah, Chaser.
Hey, let her rest. Her brain's
She's
doing
resting.
things.
Yeah, her hand's not.
She's gonna wake up, okay, right? She's gonna wake up, okay, right?
I don't fucking know. Don't talk to me.
Uh,
She's-
We had this whole speech about trusting each other, okay?
The last time I trusted her, she talked to a brain goblin.
Let's not lie to each other. We actively did not trust her when she did that.
I did not trust her at all.
Exactly. So we're trusting her this time to have learned her lesson. Because there's one thing she's unreasonably good at is learning.
What if she's lying to us though about learning her lesson?
Then we would never figure it out anyway, so we might as well see if she lives or not.
Well, it's not the thing of she's good at lying. She's not good at lying. We're just not good at figuring it out.
Exactly. So regardless, we already have been either lied to or been told the truth, so too late now.
I could be holding a corpse right now. I could be. That's a corpse
You could literally just check it for. Do you know how to check it for pulses there?
with a pulse.
Oh my god. Can't check if she has a pulse.
You can see that she is steadily and deeply breathing.
Can Kane try to tilt her chin back just enough to make her snore?
Kane goes swatting his hand away. Don't
Roll this as a medicine check just to get the number just right.
roll an at 20, please.
Punch her in the chin.
You start kind of pushing her head back, but nothing changes, and you kind of tilt it side to side, and then you just kind of get lost in, oh, I can kind of make her jaw move up and down now.
Hi!
I can
I'm
make her do
Osana.
funny. Yep,
I
you
want to
start
see a
doing puppets.
corpse.
Gentlemen, she just did something alchemically nice. And then
She wanted to give her something as not the last thing she heard to be bad. So I gave her something fun. Now that she already heard the last thing she might possibly hear, I can have as much fun as I want.
Alaris is just just on the side, just like
Yep.
You know what?
As he moves it, just like the thing he'd do to entertain Gage, right? It's just
Yep.
Alaris, you watch Kane. I'm gonna try and nap off the stress with her here.
Sweet.
Do not draw on her face.
We're not gonna
Kane-
draw on her
Kane
face.
was
What do you take me
was
for? Some
literally
kind
in the
of
middle
frat
of pulling
boy?
out of the bag.
I know
What do
you
you
saw that.
take me for? Some
Uh,
kind of frat boy?
What do you take me for? Some kind of cane?
Yes, Alara, someone who didn't see Kane taking out the ink and quills.
I hadn't pulled it out
I
yet.
was aware
Also,
of it.
I wasn't going to use a quill as a sharp.
Your finger either.
I was going to use charcoal.
Oh no,
No.
It's easy to wash off.
no. We're gonna be nice because
It's basically the same thing as eyeliner.
Alsana did something nice. We're
She
gonna
might,
make her
you don't
red.
know that.
Kane, I'm trusting her right now, like how I'm trusting you to not fucking draw on her. I've had newborns, and I've been more stressed right now than I have with a brand new newborn.
Fine, go get some sleep.
Okay, just come over and Calder just like reaches out for a hug.
He gives her a hug.
Thank you, son.
I'll take first watch. You get some rest.
Fine.
Shall we let Mori
Don't draw
cover?
on her face.
I'm not going to draw on her face. Shall we let Mori take Alsana's watch?
Yeah, Maury's just gonna cuddle in for now, so just wake myself and then him up.
No, sure thing.
Good owl, he knows what to do.
Yep, and Kane, because he doesn't bother using it today, he'll take the lantern oil. He'll just like pull lantern oil out of his bag as the conjuration for the day and fill the lantern again.
Yeah, roll a d20.
Uh,
Roll for quality. Alright. You get some nice, decent vial of standard lantern oil.
yep, just to get another couple days worth. And all right, you guys get some rest.
Me if they're scrying.
Yep. All right, so Kane waits until an hour and a half into his watch.
Mm-hmm.
Kane removes Alsana's mask, and on the inside of the mask with the charcoal draws a mustache.
Oh my god. Stop! No, no, I see that.
No!
No, you're asleep, motherfucker. I waited an hour and a half in.
Yeah, everybody is asleep. And Alsana certainly isn't going to stir. So you successfully remove the mask, draw the mustache,
Oh
and
my
replace it.
god.
I said I wouldn't draw on her face.
You
are
agent of
so
chaos.
grounded.
I can hear Devin being proud of me in the background, so I don't care.
All right.
Devin, you're unconscious.
No, Alsana's unconscious.
Hmm. All right. At the end of your watch, you wake up Calda.
I assume I don't have a perception check. You already promised we're good, right?
Calda
Okay.
and Mori take watch.
Okay, you're doing the equivalent of the thing where it's like you're basically like rubbing your hand against the front of a fan where there's a cage there, so you can't stick your hand in the fan.
Yeah,
This is,
But if
Yeah.
your hand, but if you could,
yeah, that's
it
exactly
would
what I'm doing.
hurt a lot.
like on her watch call is gonna do basic vitals on Asana, and thus take the mask off to be able just to check.
That's meta. How dare you?
Fuck
Also, you can, you
Roll a
telling me you
medicine check.
are you saying
That's
that you
so
can
meta.
see charcoal in the dark?
The lamp on, buddy.
You telling me you can see charcoal in the shadows of a lamp?
9.
You don't really think to take the mask off.
Okay.
You can tell that she's breathing though, so she seems to be doing okay.
Can I put forward a thing?
Mhm.
She wouldn't have had the mask on because she would have drank the potion.
Oh yeah, she's never mask
Oh.
on.
So when Calder wakes up, she
Welcome,
has the mask
King
on
Lo.
now.
Ah,
Fuck
interesting
you.
point.
Oh,
No.
no, no case, Kane would have wouldn't have put it back on her face.
All right. So it's just a mustache on the inside of the mask for later.
Okay.
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 Call
Alright.
to, like brush hair out of Alsana's face, just check that she's good and unconscious. That Kane's
Check that she's good and unconscious.
shut up.
If you can make fun of your knowing names, I can make fun of you. for
She's
speaking.
good. She's very unconscious.
Yep, look at Kane.
He's snoring.
Narrow
But no,
her
he's not.
eyes.
He has his nose fixed.
Narrow her eyes because she knows something's
And
up.
deviated your septum.
There's the motherly intuition, but she doesn't know what it's about.
No, that's meta.
You aligned his septum back to lawful.
I'm not gonna say she's gonna do anything, John.
Meta.
Kane is snoring away
Thanks,
happily.
John. Love you too. Mwah.
Mwah.
Hmm.
So, like look back
Mwah.
and forth.
Fuck.
She knows the siblings work. Ignore
Correct answer.
Yeah, John
Correct
called out
answer.
who has 3 siblings. She knows one of them would do some shit.
Correct.
I'm not gonna do anything about it.
I'll allow it.
It's she doesn't
What
know
came-
exactly what it is, but she's sitting there like he did something.
She's like looking. She's like, he's
What did he
Hold
do?
asleep.
What? Let me roll an intelligence check. Let me. Kane was smart enough to try to draw attention away that he left Alsana's hand in a bowl of warm water.
Okay.
That's my mulligan for the day.
All right.
Calder noticed that one.
That's the mulligan.
Oh
and the
yeah,
red herring.
the hand is definitely in the water, and that is definitely what Kane was up to.
Yep. Calder just looking, just like a little, so obvious.
You remove
So
the hand, dry it
obvious.
off.
Off the water, and just,
Meanwhile, he's pulling the most galaxy brain play.
like, gets like a blanket or something, and just make sure nothing happened out of that.
With Alsana unconscious,
fine.
Kane has
It's
the
fine.
highest mental stats of the party.
Oh my god, shut up, stop it, no.
You're right. Wait 1 second. Let me check something.
Mike, I'm serious.
No, I know.
I know, yeah.
Okay, I was just double checking what an owl's intelligence was.
Oh my
Not
god.
very high.
Before. Okay, but yeah, Calder's just gonna double check if anything happened there, give him like a disappointed look, and then put his own hand in the water.
Oh, that's fair.
Charcoal dust comes off his fingers.
I wouldn't see it in the dark. I don't really have dark vision, so it's probably just like black and white. Calder probably doesn't notice.
Yeah. Yep.
Galaxy brain.
The charcoal washes off in the water.
She removed the evidence herself.
The crab is clean.
The evidence is gone.
Just to put Kane's hands in the water. Just because as much as Calder's the adoptive mother, Calder's also his friend.
All right. So, while Calda is on watch and Mori after, Elaris. Once
Yes.
again, your dreams enter that in-between space, almost into the mist. You see a shadow in the mist, shaped like Aurora, something that the dream informs you is this other Aurora, though you don't really see her clearly. It's not to the extent or degree that you've heard described or you've witnessed as a dream spell. It's more an impression.
She
as
pops
part
out of
of
a
the dream.
garage door.
I'm sorry about that. I
It's
can't
fine.
do
It's
anything
fine.
about it.
It's just a mean asshole. It's fine.
It's over. It's
I
done.
just can't help but imagine like the mist like rolling up like a garage door and she walks out like a freaking wrestling entrance or something.
Odd mechanical sound. This just I love you, Ariel. I'm sorry.
You see her there in the mist. You feel your crossbow in your hands. You raise it, and you go to knock a bolt, but for some reason, instead of bolts, all you have are flower stalks. More of those dusk bells. Nevertheless, you still put it into the crossbow, you knock it back, you take aim, and you pull the trigger. You see the bolt, the flower, pierce through this wrong Aurora, this other Aurora. You see the body fall to the ground, and this second body that your dream tells you instinctively is the soul, trapped by these twining vines, dusk bells popping into existence all around it. And then your dream turns to other things and
Oh,
fades
it'd, be
through.
it'd be so funny if the dusk bell was all I needed.
Okay,
Yep.
I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
That would be funny if he wakes up from a nightmare and he pissed himself.
All right.
Kane has
Once
stopped doing
again.
this shit at this point.
Mm-hmm. 2 natural 19s on this save.
Of
2
the-
nights in a
here's the-
row.
I've rolled it 4 times. 3 times in a row, I've made 19.
Nice. All right. Once again, your dreams turn in this vivid, surreal direction of seeing the mirror Aurora. Undead
As soon as
and
it starts,
relentless.
he's just like, so, like, seriously, who are you? What are you doing? It's not
I
working.
will tear you limb from limb for what you
Nope.
did.
You won't. You should really just save yourself the grief. I have nothing against you. If you
She-
left me alone today, I would never contact you again.
She shrieks, leaps forward with her hands turning into claws, and then the dream away.
Ken goes to grab her by the chin and she comes forward and just.
Nope,
Damn.
she's gone. She's gone.
Yeah, he tries, but he doesn't manage it.
And he puts his hand forward out of the bowl of water as he wakes up.
Spills the bowl of water on his own crotch. Ah, God damn it!
And Alsana.
Mm.
For the most part, you don't really dream, and you're not really aware. For the most part, you're just cradled in darkness. Occasionally, the knowledge of who you are, the fact that you are sleeping, dreaming, changing something, does occur to you. But then it just sort of slips back under the waves. It is actually fairly peaceful. But for all that, you are also dimly aware in the background, almost at all times, that something is expanding. There are moments where you hear whispers and murmurs. Sometimes you're able to almost identify them as familiar people, friends, those around you. Those moments, perhaps through the night, where one of your companions wakes another. At another point, you hear almost a whisper of a crossbow bolt thunking and whistling through the air. At another point, you hear the echo of words, distant, not a familiar, or at least not a friendly voice. I will tear you limb from limb. And you hear, no you won't. And then that fades away as well. And as this expands, and as it grows, you become a little bit more aware of just life teeming all around. For the most part, it's so small and so quiet that you think that you're not going to notice it again. Others burn like candlelights all around. For just a moment in your dreams, you feel yourself as if you encompass the world. And you feel another presence, off in the distance. Older, deeper, different. With lines and chains running off across borders and boundaries. You shrink back, hoping not to draw its attention, but aware of the possibility that as you became aware of it, it may have become aware of you. Maybe. You can't quite pinpoint where it was, just out there somewhere. And you know instantly that that is what you're going to face at some point, possibly very soon. Everybody else, you wake up in the morning,
Damn.
and Alsana
God.
is still asleep.
Fucking wet myself.
Oh no, what could have happened there?
Looks at the bowl. Looks at Calda. Well played.
Well,
So obvious.
wait, what happened?
Yeah, I spilled water on myself.
Oh. Of course.
Also, more dream shit that didn't work again.
Yeah.
Should we get the mask on her just in case we get walked in on or something?
Yeah, maybe. And let me spill out that water. Why is there some dark splotches in there?
Calda.
Oh, what,
At this moment, a message comes to your mind. It's from Myra.
Oh no, 25 words.
Celeste sends word. No tree yet. Nightingale's mustering forces. Unknown where or when to strike. Are you well? Returning soon.
shit.
Do 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 do.
I'm typing out first. 1 second.
Just to see if it hits the word limit or not.
Gotta check for word count. I feel you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I do that
Doesn't that
too.
work?
For the sake of everybody's memory, I'll just go ahead and paste the message that was received into the chat
Cool.
because I'm aware of how quickly those things can go by.
25 words in the grand scheme of 3 hours of D&D is not much.
Hmm.
Especially with how much we talk shit over each other. In the meantime, Kane just affixes the mask onto Alsana's face. Internally, quite pleased.
25 on the dot.
All right. Noted. Not returning yet. Northmore. Morticia is preparing and is busy. The 4 of us are not yet ready. We'll try to send tonight. All right. With that, the message goes through, and you are left to await Alsana's awakening as the sun rises to the east of Walton. That is where we're going to leave off this session.
Oh boy.
Cool.
In retrospect, we really should have done a bunch of scrying before we fucking knocked you out.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I'm sure the GM is happy to take a break from that, at the very
Yep.
least.
I am a tiny bit happy. I also didn't want to do a major, hold on, we just did a time skip backwards
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
I meant this night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we dropped twice in a row.
Alright. Well, until next time.
Till
Until
time.
next time.